All right, here we go. Terrance Gangsta Williams, welcome back to Vlad TV.
Thank you for having me back. I'm in the building. Wah!
You know, you started off on Vlad TV, only right? Then we keep having you back.
I appreciate
your first
that.
interview.
Yes.
You know, fresh out.
Yes.
That was an important interview, I feel.
It was. I was just showing somebody the numbers the other day at 2.8 million.
2.8 million, yeah. I haven't checked recently, but that's what's up.
Yeah, I be checking all that because I be explaining to people like, this is where I started at. You know, you gave me that shot and I took off and ran with it. So, you know, you got the haters that be trying to keep their foot down, but I be like, nah, get up off here. Get up, I'm too far gone now.
Well, a lot's going on, but I think some of the biggest news right now in hip hop is Donald Trump has pardoned NBA YoungBoy.
Oh, that's not just NBA YoungBoy. What about Larry Hoover?
And Larry Hoover as well.
Yes.
Larry Hoover as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy you bring that up because a lot of people, once they saw that, they was excited and like, what about C Murder?
Oh.
So I did a video and
that's a state case though, isn't it?
Right, correct.
So president can't do anything.
Right.
Only the governor.
Right. And I did a video on it and my Wi-Fi wasn't acting right. So that was a good thing that he pardoned NBA YoungBoy and Larry Hoover. But I'm happy you brought that up because I want to let C Murder fans know, like, that don't have nothing to do with him. He can't, Donald Trump can't pardon him. Yeah. The governor does. However, now if somebody cool could get to Donald Trump to speak to the governor, because the governor is a Republican, then maybe that can help him.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about Larry Hoover's situation is that he has a federal case, but he also has 200 years with the state.
Right.
So he's in a supermax right now in the feds. So he'll be taken out of that supermax and put in the state. But then he still has that 200 years in the state. The governor would have to pardon him for that. Now, maybe they could work together. I mean, I don't know.
The man served 52 years.
I say let him out.
Yeah, because like at this point, and then, you know, he didn't change his life. So I've seen...
Yeah, he denounced the gangster disciples.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So like, in the 52 years, man, I was like, what the world? When I said, man, I got locked up before I was born, you know? And I was just like, okay, he done enough, and he's not coming. He would do more good in the community now versus bad because it's a lot of people look up to him, and he have done so much time so where he can show these youngsters, man, they took my whole life away from me, you know?
What do you think about YoungBoy, though?
YoungBoy need a hug. He young, rich, with too much money, and it's like, honestly, with Trump pardoned him, but he still had that state, because I knew it was state and Fed was running together with him too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's small, but at the end of the day, it's just that he need to surround himself with better people.
Yeah, I mean, YoungBoy actually responded. YoungBoy said, I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, as a father, and as an artist.
I like that. I like that.
Very generic, very standard.
Yeah, whoever wrote it for him, I like it.
Yeah, whoever wrote it for him said, this is all we're going to put out.
Right, just stay like that, chill out.
We're going to keep it moving.
Now, and like I was saying, he need to have people around him that's not yes man, that's going to be somebody going to let him know, man, you wrong, man, you down bad. You know, that way he'll get himself together because that little youngster got too much money, too much power in the hip hop. And I can't name one NBA YoungBoy hit song. I don't know
his songs just kind of, it's funny, right? Like, me and Academics were talking about this in our last interview. He calls the NBA YoungBoy fans the PS4 crowd.
Why?
Because they don't got the PS5. They got the PS4.
Uh-huh.
Right? They're on YouTube because it's free. As long as they got Wi-Fi, they can watch YouTube with the ads. His Spotify numbers are always really low because the YoungBoy fans can't afford that Spotify premium. He's the king of YouTube like every year. They're all on YouTube because they don't really have the money for the premium stuff, but they will follow his stuff.
So he got some loyal hood fans, y'all.
Loyal hood fans. There you go. You know?
Yeah. Because I was looking at it, I was like, man, when he drops stuff, they go crazy for him. You know?
Right. But mostly on YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't really see him on the Spotify charts. Honestly. Like, you don't really see. He had a few songs that got here and there, but overall, he got a bunch of platinum plaques. But it's mostly from YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, okay, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to YoungBoy. I'm happy to see, somebody from my state cutting up. But you know, I root for BG though.
Right.
I root for BG.
Well, didn't you say the young boy knocked out an inmate when he was locked up?
He had a fight in jail.
Okay.
So one of my homies reached out to me, and he was like, yeah, I want to correct the story. He said young boy came to the, one of them dudes said some gang, that little, one of them gang signs, and young boy wanted to see about it. Went to the unit, and he went to go to the unit straight to fight the guy. So now it's two stories. One that he beat the guy up in the cells, and one that they didn't fight, that they was going to fight, and some other guy told the guy, well, since you disrespect NBA, you got to get off the yard. So some blood come out. Who are you to tell him to get off? And they jumped on him. So it was a fight in the unit, and he went to the hole for being out of bounds. Out of bounds mean if I'm designated to this unit and I come to your unit, I got an out of bounds shot because I don't supposed to be in here. So they've been calling me, telling me different stories. So I was like, look, man, send me the write up this. So it was like, all right, but then he got out. So I was like, man, forget that stuff. And then I had somebody call me a few days ago, said, man, he had a fight, man. They was just trying to keep it on the law. Like, all right, whatever, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy he made it out of that place.
Yeah. He's got a new tour called the Massa Tour, Make America Slime Again.
What?
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
Make America slime again. So
Isn't slime a blood term?
I was about to say that. So you.
So he just put it front and center.
Yeah.
So he's a blood.
He just thanked Donald Trump for the pardon, but you're making it. But and I also see where he's supposed to be going to Chicago.
Yeah.
I hope he don't do that.
I think he'll be fine.
You think so?
There'll be so much police presence there.
Okay, but
there'll be an army of Chicago PD out there.
I totally agree with that. But this is what I'm
army. None of these dudes ain't gonna do anything.
Okay, well let me ask you this though.
Let me show you. Drake performed in Philly and I think you were locked up during that time. But during the whole Drake Meek Mill war, he went to Philly and performed the diss song in Philly. All the Philly dudes were in the park like, look, you got all the police with them. They were talking shit. No one did anything. No one did anything. None of these Chicago dudes are going to go up against Chicago PD.
Okay, now, I agree with all that. But here's the thing. The Chicago PD going to be there on the spot right there, but what about when he got time to leave? Is they going to follow him?
You think he's going to stay in Chicago in a hotel overnight and party?
I mean, he got a tour bus. He going to be on a tour bus, right?
I think they're going to get him off that stage and onto a tour bus or a plane and out of Chicago.
Now, they get him to the plane, he fine. But the tour bus, that's a problem because now the tour bus, they got to go up the highway.
Okay.
So the police they're going to go so far in their jurisdiction that they're going to back down and let them keep going.
Well, he'll probably take a private plane in.
No, that might
Listen, this guy's worth hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. This guy does not
fly. So the label's going to protect him.
He does not fly coach. Okay? He's not on Spirit Air. Okay.
Stop, don't diss Spirit, man. Diesel ride Spirit, man.
All right. You guys are taking your lives into your hands, and that's cool. I would not fly Spirit. I'm cool. Look at the name, Spirit. You end up a Spirit flying one of these things.
Yeah, but they all do the same thing. Going there, somebody.
Well, okay. Yeah. I can agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, young boy has way more than enough money. He understands the danger involved in Chicago. I mean, look, Lil Durk is locked up over the situation that he's allegedly, not directly part of, but that's the overall beef. You see what I'm saying? So him going to Chicago, everyone knows it's going to be a big potential problem. So he's going to be extra safe. And I can guarantee you he'll be fine. I can guarantee you.
That's good.
I'll put money on it.
Okay.
I'll put money.
You'll know now.
I'll put money on it that nothing will happen. Nothing. Apart from some people talking trash on Instagram. That's going to be the extent of it.
So the Instagram fighting, you said?
Instagram fighting, right. That's what you'll see. You'll see IG banging.
Okay.
That's it.
IG, I like that. IG banging. Okay, I would use that.
Well, Tory Lanez, there was a situation where he got stabbed 14 times in prison. We actually just watched the video for the first time. You hadn't seen it before. What do you think after seeing that?
That guy was trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, he was trying to kill him.
That guy wasn't playing. And the way he was just working, whoever that was meant business. Tory had to really tick whoever that was. He had to tick him off, whoever that was.
So according to WAC 100, this is what the story is. The guy that stabbed him was doing life in prison. He's a pedophile. He allegedly killed his 13-year-old girlfriend. He was I don't know, in his 20s or something, right? He's doing life in prison. But apparently, sometimes you got dudes doing life in prison who have girlfriends on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy had a girlfriend, according to Wack. At one point, I guess when they were switching phones or whatever, Tory was on the phone, I guess, with a girlfriend for a second, and I guess the girl started like flirting with him. So Tory, I guess trying to be a nice guy, was like, hey man, I just want to let you know that your girl was kind of flirting with me. I just want to let you know that. So when the guy calls the girlfriend back later on, she denies it and said, no, Tory was the one that was flirting with me.
Mm.
Now, you're looking at a guy that can't really replace a girlfriend very easily, right? He's doing life in prison. He's a pedophile. Most women will probably not go for him. And he's doing life in prison, right? So I guess after a couple of days of just thinking about it and getting angry, he went to go try to kill Tory, thinking, oh, Tory's trying to move in on my girl. Because, the way Wack explained to me is that, like, that's all someone like that has. Someone who's doing life in prison and he has a girlfriend on the outside, that's all he has. That's his whole reason for being, to a certain degree. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree with that because I've seen guys like, say that what they call chow. You have the staff might stand out right here, the dining hall where we eat at over here. And if one guy stand up talking to a woman and they having a conversation and an inmate pull up, first of all, he got to be a certain distance. And if he just pull up and just say, Miss Sussa, it's going to be a problem now because, man, I'm putting down and you stepped in my business. So you got a lot of people that's overprotective, and then let alone if you have a woman on the street that you got her attention, and then you a celebrity and you put, automatically he going to believe the woman on the street because he feel like she ain't got nothing to lie about because she rocking with me. Now, I'm thinking that when he heard that, he might have stepped to Tory and told Tory, you need to give me some money for playing with my girl. And if you don't have by a certain time, Tory might, I ain't paying you nothing. And he might attack.
Well, I had assumed this whole time that Tory had requested to be in general population. But Wack had pointed out that actually he was never in general population. He's either in PC or a 50-50. You know what I'm talking about? Like half PC, half general population. Is that a thing?
No, that ain't no thing. Because if I'm checking in to be in PC, the problem gonna come is that other 50 that's active. And if you're a gang member, your people gonna say, hey, you need to get on one of them. If not, you're gonna be a plate. You're gonna be a green light or whatever. We're gonna attack you if you don't attack the pedophiles, the dropouts, right, the snitches.
Well, and that makes sense for him to be in PC because the guy was a pedophile that stabbed him up. Right. So that makes sense. In PC, you get put with the pedophiles.
Right.
So it's not like, I guess Tory they put him there. He didn't really have a say. He didn't really have a request. Well, I always thought that he requested to be in general population because he wanted to be tough or whatever, but no, they put him in there with the pedophiles.
I don't know how Cali system run, but I do know that when the celebrities go there, they can sign a paper to say, hey, now I don't want to be held here. I'm letting y'all know, free me to the population.
Yeah.
And the way things look, and he did better by going to population because at least more people would have been around and protect him versus him going to the population thing, PC thing, and he cool there, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, I think that from his point of view, he's thinking, hey, I'm doing this guy a solid. I'm looking out for a fellow inmate.
Right.
But he didn't work the situation out all the way through, and he doesn't understand prison rules and politics. In a situation like that, you just be quiet. You're not trying to get into that relationship.
Right.
You're not trying to be in a love triangle.
Right.
With this crazy motherfucker.
He shouldn't have when he must open his mouth to the guy.
Yeah. Have you seen situations kind of like this?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Man, I be seeing guys on the phone crying and begging who there, what you doing, why you answer the phone. And you got to keep in mind, by them being in prison, they can't get to the guy that's on the street, or they can't get to the female that's disrespecting them, or they feel like they being disrespected. So what they're gonna do, take it out on the inmate and they're gonna get the weakest link. They're gonna find somebody that they feel like they can win the fight and steal off on them or stab them up, like in Tory's case. Not saying Tory was the weak link there.
But Tory's like 5'2".
Oh, yeah, that's short?
He's a little guy.
Oh.
Yeah, you may, he could act tough and get a bunch of tattoos, but he's a 5'2" little guy. Man. That was the whole thing about the fight between him, Megan, and Kelsey. Like, he's the smallest human in that situation. Even though he's a dude, the women are bigger than him. So I think he probably got manhandled a little bit.
Yeah,
probably got mad.
Big as Megan, I know she could, boy, come here. Put,
Yeah, give him,
put him in the headlock. You know, you put the headlock. Bro,
give him a noogie.
Stop playing, boy. Sit down somewhere. You know, say, man, it was that short though. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and Megan is like 6 feet.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what she got the right name, Megan Thee Stallion.
The Stallion.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. That big old fine.
Well, at this point, I feel like after the stabbing, Tory was like, man, I need to get up out of here. And they just started dumping all this information to the public and so forth. Like they put out like they said there was a witness statement. There was, some audio from a person that was like a neighbor when they saw it. There's pictures of Megan. There's videos of Megan and so forth. Now, according to Megan's lawyers, they're saying all this came out of trial. Nothing's new. They're just showing some of the stuff publicly that was in the case that the jury saw and ultimately found Tory guilty of. And they're kind of pointing out like, okay, so you have one audio you're putting out saying that Kelsey was the shooter, but there's another video where you're claiming that Megan never got shot at all. Which one is it?
Right.
Is Kelsey the shooter or did Megan not get shot? You can't really have both. Because this whole thing's over a shooting. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Look, I'll say this. If Tory wins his appeal and comes home and the charges are dropped, reversed, I will publicly say I was wrong and Tory was not the shooter. But at this point, he's been convicted unanimously by a jury. Like, I think Tory keeps trying to have this play out in the public over and over again. And all that doesn't really matter.
So Tory screaming, I wasn't the one that pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
But it's three of them together, so it's a possibility that somebody else, the other female, could have done it?
Both Tory and Kelsey had gunpowder residue on their hands. I think there was a fight over the gun. I think maybe Kelsey shot a couple of shots first because there was like 5 shots fired. I think she shot like at the ground and he got the gun away from her, and I think he shot like towards Megan and the ricochets went and some fragments got in her foot. That's what I think happened. I think he was pissed off over what had happened. There was there was a witness said that he was screaming at them and angry, whatever else. Then he got the gun away from her and he shot down and some fragments hit Megan, and that's ultimately what happened. I don't think he was trying to kill her. I don't think he was trying to shoot her. I think he was mad and shot in her vicinity. But when that happens, you're responsible for what happens.
Right. But that's crazy. She got the residue on her hand because first you'll be wondering, how do you explain you getting residue on your hand?
Right.
They saying the wind blew and got on there?
They're saying that when she was shooting, that he grabbed her forearm and got the gun out of her hand, and the gun fell and shot off 2 times after the gun fell on the ground.
He got blamed for that.
Well, he got blamed because both Megan and Kelsey said that he was the shooter. Kelsey changed her story after the fact that they played the original audio of her saying he was the shooter.
Then she come back and say, no, I did the shooting.
No, then she came in and just said, I don't remember.
Now you didn't play with this man's life, and now he almost got killed trying to be honest.
I don't know if he's honest or not, because there's also...
No, I'm talking about with the guy with the phone. I'm talking about...
Yeah.
They play with his life for us on the street with the shooting situation. Now he's in prison fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't catch a cold.
You know something? In all these problems, there's a woman in the center of all of them.
That's majority of the beef be something behind a female or something. Not all, but majority of the time, it be behind a female.
Yeah. Dudes just don't admit it. They just deny it.
I'm not, there's too many of them out here. I'm not going to get into it about no female. No.
Well, the Diddy trial.
Yo, Diddy a freak. Yo.
You think Diddy's gay?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
1,000%.
And let me just say this here, because I was looking at an Instagram the other day, and I seen, and this was way before any kind of allegations come out on Diddy. He sat down, and he was sitting next to Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson moved his hand and slid over like, like, Iron Mike, you know what I'm saying, moved out. Yeah. So I was like, what the? So this was way back then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mike peeped it. Of course, I believe he got that freaky side that when he around certain people that he feel he could trust, he just let it all out.
This is why I ask, right? Diddy, I mean, according to people who took, the stand, there's a whole bunch of gayish stuff that he did, right? dudes would bust on Cassie's chest and she would rub
the
cum on his nipples.
Man.
That was real gayish.
Yeah.
You know, he would sit there and, you know, pleasure himself while Cassie's with other dudes and dudes is pissing her mouth or whatever else. That's a little, you know, gayish as well. But at this point, with all the people taking the stand, nobody has said, and then Diddy got his back blown out. Then Diddy got some head from a man. No one has said this. And if there's ever a time to say it, it'd be right now. Because you're taking the oath, you're on the stand. You could say it if you saw it.
But this the thing, Vlad. He may not have performed that particular act around certain people. He might have his personal little...
Oh, his little boyfriend on the side?
Yeah, come here. You know what I'm saying? Pat him down, take out the phone, make sure he ain't got nothing. Come on here, boy.
Go make sweet love.
Yeah, he might have. Because I don't see...
Light some candles.
Right. And play that, take that. Yeah, man, bad boy for life, huh? Say, but you know what?
You must be used to be spending.
And then I don't see nobody getting on the stand saying that because he's going first day. If it's a man saying the first day, people going to say, well, hold on. So you saying you saw Diddy getting humped or you saw Diddy get oral sex from a man and you watched it? So now they're going to look at it like people going to go and troll this person and say, well, if you watch this kind of act go on, something wrong with you. You got to question your character.
Yeah, but the women could say it. Cassie could have said it.
Well, yeah, Cassie got so much going on. And I think she wrong for getting all that money and she's still able to go testify.
She got $20 million from Diddy. And now she's getting another $10 million from the Intercontinental Hotels.
From that
yeah, because of the video.
Wow.
That's $30 million. Let me tell you something. People going to hate me for saying this. This is the biggest come up of all time from a C-list celebrity.
Why are they going to be hating you for saying it's the truth?
Well, she's a C-list celebrity. She's never been a big, huge star. She had one song 20 years ago, whatever. But she's never, after that, she's never had another hit song. And to get $30 million out of a situation like this?
And then one would think, man, she been through so much, she deserved that.
$30 million?
How much you think she'd get, like $5 million?
I think...
Like we saw he beat her now. We saw that coming down the hallway now.
I mean, look, he's worth a lot of money. So when you talk about a total net worth and you think about $20 million for him, I think it was a reasonable amount, right? He should have paid it before because he wouldn't be in prison right now or in jail right now if it wasn't for the lawsuit becoming public. But $30 million, man, and here's the thing. In a personal injury lawsuit, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So that's clean money. After the lawyer takes a percentage, the lawyer probably take a few percentage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, lawyer's not going to take no 40%. She can get any lawyer she wants. It's a clear win at this point. She's walking away with most of that $30 million cash, maybe $27 million. You can't really spend that in a lifetime unless you really are going insane. You're buying planes, you're buying $20 million, like you could buy $1 million house in like 5 different places. You could fly private for the rest of your life and still not spend it all.
Didn't Hammer blow $30 million? MC Hammer?
Hammer had an entourage of like 100 people.
She don't have an entourage.
She got her husband and her 3 kids now.
That's it.
I think her husband's going to divorce her.
After all
it's
that?
about to be a city boy summer. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
He gonna get $15 million and alimony and child support.
Why you think?
Let's go.
Because of what she went with. Because of what she been through.
I just think that they probably don't got a prenup, and one bad fight, he's like, all right, fuck it then.
Yeah.
And he had to watch her talk about getting peed in her mouth, and
I think he knew that when he got with her though.
Yeah, they might be having freak offs themselves.
Yeah, I think he knew that when he got with her. Do you think other people pushing to date Cassie now after what she had been through?
Well, I mean, she's married, and she just had a kid like 2 days ago.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
She gonna be there for a minute, but
she gonna open up that bank account for him.
I mean, she talked about after her and Diddy like separated. I guess one of the witnesses said, she's like, who should I date now? Is Jay-Z available?
Oh,
she's like, I am not going backwards.
Do you see?
Let me find another rich old guy.
You see President Trump pardon Diddy? Do you think that's possible?
I think me and Wack were talking about this yesterday. I think that's the actual plan that Diddy has okay, go through this trial, but as I'm going through it, I'm making the plans for Trump to pardon me on his way out. Because Trump has, what, like 3 years left?
Yeah.
Cool, I'll do 3 years. On his last day, I'm going to give him $100 million. He going to sign this pardon. Listen, if Trump pardons Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, and NBA YoungBoy, he going to pardon Diddy. He's going to pardon Diddy. I think that's part of the plan.
Him and Diddy had a relationship, like cool, like.
They've probably been in the same parties. I mean, let me see. Diddy and Trump. Let me see. Are there photos of the two of them together? Yeah, man. There's pictures of them. They're hanging out. They're chilling.
Oh yeah, he going.
Oh, there's a bunch of pictures. I found like 5, 6 pictures. Just doing a quick Google search. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He
There's
gonna
a
get
bunch of photos of them
Trump.
together.
Free Diddy. Diddy about to come home, y'all.
Diddy's coming home.
Diddy coming home.
Just 3 more years.
What about R. Kelly? Well, I wonder why Trump ain't pardon him then.
Was that a state case or a federal case?
Oh, I thought it was state and fed.
I mean, you could, once again, it could be a YoungBoy situation. You could pardon him on the feds, but then you got all the state time. Plus, R. Kelly's a pedophile. He was convicted for being a pedophile. Mm-hmm. That's not a good look, you know, for Trump.
Okay, yeah, I see. Well, hold on now. You got the pedophile, but then you got the R word. So it's like, what did
he
charged with?
I mean,
what is Diddy charged with?
So he has 5 charges. 1 charge is a RICO, which I think he's going to beat. And then he has 2 different victims, each of which has the same charge: sex trafficking and prostitution. So 5 charges total, but 2 of them are doubled. So I personally think the RICO is stupid. They're not going to prove the RICO because it's not a RICO. It's just a dude that wanted to do a bunch of freaky shit and had employees that he used to, you know, facilitate some of that stuff. But I don't feel that what they're trying to say is that Bad Boy is a criminal enterprise because he was doing all this criminal shit. I think it was a legitimate enterprise and he was just using the money to just do some illegal shit along the way. That's what I think. I don't think that's a RICO. What do you think? Is that a RICO?
No. RICO, you got to have at least one other party or more with you committing criminal activity.
Well, no, you could do a one-man RICO.
Yeah,
he's being charged. No, a one-man RICO is a real thing. I talked to lawyers about this.
Oh,
it's a real thing.
I didn't know that was in the field. I thought it was 2. Take
nope,
2.
Nope. You could do a one-man RICO. You know,
what RICO stand for though?
Let me see.
A criminal enterprise, ongoing series of crimes.
RICO stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. You could do a one-man RICO. Let me see. Hold on. Can you have?
I think he got some unindicted co-conspirators. That's how they got him on a RICO.
Yes, it's possible to have a one-man RICO case, meaning a case where a single individual is charged with a RICO violation. The key is the concept of an enterprise under which RICO can include a single person. So since he's the head of the enterprise, it's a one-man RICO.
Google this federal or state law because they got 2 different jurisdictions here.
For who? For Diddy?
No, period. You know what I'm saying? With the RICO, because, you know, state pick up RICO acts too.
Right. I mean, that's what happened to Young Thug.
Okay, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. But he had a bunch of co-defendants though.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. They could have just charged him. I guess they feel like the RICO, it sounds more violent, more, you know, tougher when it's just these 2 charges. Man. And then a lot of people have separated themselves from Diddy.
Yeah, I mean, no one's really standing with Diddy right now.
Yeah.
Now, did you follow the whole Kid Cudi situation?
No.
Okay, so I'll explain to you what happened. This part's very interesting. So, Cassie was in the studio with Kid Cudi because, you know, Diddy was trying to push her as an artist. She started to date Kid Cudi on the side. Diddy finds out about it. So he demands from his assistant, this woman named Capricorn, where Kid Cudi lives. So he grabs her, his security, and a gun, drives to Kid Cudi's house, breaks into his house, does something to his dog, and then comes out of the house again. As they're driving away, Kid Cudi passes them because he finds out his house was broken into. Diddy turns around and starts chasing the car, but then when he gets close to the house, there's a bunch of police there. A cop testified saying that he saw, you know, a Escalade drive off. he took down a license plate and it was a Bad Boy registered car. And then he allegedly went back and threw a Molotov cocktail in Kid Cudi's Porsche.
Man.
And Kid Cudi took the stand and basically said everything what happened.
So what you asking me for that?
Does this sound like something that would go along with a RICO? Is this going to help the RICO out?
Man, did it. And the Bad Boy. But did Kid Cudi say he saw Diddy?
No, but he met up with Diddy afterwards.
He said Diddy told him, man, it's...
Basically admitted to it. And he also said that once he got there, he said Diddy looked like a supervillain. He said once he got there, Cassie walked in and he realized that Cassie had been playing both of them. Always about a woman.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt Diddy there. That's because at first I was listening to a lot of this female law. I was listening to a lot of people on social media was saying, well, they really don't have nothing. They just talking about this. But I didn't know that he testified to that. That's gonna hurt him right there.
Would you say Kid Cudi is a rat?
Of course.
Because Young Thug said he was a rat.
Yeah, man, the way these guys and how I used to be, you don't cooperate with law enforcement at all. If you're a street guy portraying the street image, especially you rapping this gangster stuff, you gotta stay away from the courthouse.
Kid Cudi's not a gangster rapper.
Oh,
he actually has worn dresses when he was on Saturday Night Live. Like full blown, like wedding dresses.
Didn't he have a beef with one of them other rappers? Was it Kanye? Him and Kanye got into it?
Yeah, him and Kanye kind of got into it a little bit.
Okay.
But they also had an album together. Like,
okay.
Yeah, Kanye signed him. He was signed to Kanye for a while.
Yeah, so he's never portrayed the gangster?
Ever. He's like the softest rapper ever.
Okay, yeah, see, I don't listen to them dudes. I don't know that kind of. So, I mean, but you still, when he got on that stand, yeah, you told.
Yeah. I don't think anyone really cares.
No, not no more. They don't care. But they're going to still, this the thing. People are going to point it out, well, you know you snitched, you told, but in this day and time, they still going to, if they could see they could make money off you, or if they see they could gain some kind of fame or monetary gain, whatever they could get off you, they're going to still rock with you.
Yeah, I'm surprised Diddy hasn't like cooperated and gave up some names and helped close some cold cases and so forth.
Because Diddy feel like, you know, when you had them lawyers, you paying all that money and you looking at, I'm gonna speak from a criminal aspect, I'm gonna speak from my aspect. If I'm doing a lot of criminal activity, in my mind, you don't have nothing on me. Because I had all the recordings, I had everything, my staff, everything. So now y'all come with this case, show me the evidence you got. You know, the prosecutors, they hold back a lot of stuff. So, but when it gets your discovery package, you see stuff, but they be like, man, how they knew about this? How they know about this? So that's how they got to get the witness to help them. But, you know, Diddy at first might have thought they didn't have nothing on him.
I mean, when you cooperated and you gave up the 40 murders, now you were not the shooter in all 40.
No.
If you were to eyeball how many times you were the shooter, can you say?
15, yeah.
15. So 25 other times you were just there.
Right. Yeah.
15.
And I had to talk to some of the victims' family, apologize to some of them. Yet you be in a room with them and some of them forgive you, some of them don't.
Did all of them show up?
No. Certain ones, because some of them do like, some of them, they'll be like, it's not gonna bring my child back or my family member back. And I don't want to talk to him because he done that.
I don't know, if I lost a child, if someone killed my child, would I want to talk to them? In a controlled environment where I couldn't physically do nothing to them?
I would.
Did anyone ever actually try to fight you during those times?
No, I had one man shook my hand kind of like...
extra hard.
Yeah, like... I guess he was being respectful around the ages and the DA, prosecutor, but it's like, all right now, if I get a chance to see you, boy, you know, one of them, man. But sometimes, bro, I be sitting back thinking about the stuff that I had to go through, man, and these family members. And there was one family member, two of the sisters was like, no, we happy with him dying in prison. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You know.
Well, I mean, can you blame him, though?
Yeah, I blame him. Let me tell you why. Because this is what we have bad, that once our family member is deleted, is taken off this earth, we feel like there was the best on the earth. But your family member participated in a lot of homicides as well. Your family member took a lot of people's lives too. Gotta be accountable for that. Some people might say, well, you ain't the judge, you ain't the person. Yeah, I am. Yes, I was. So, yeah, man.
Well, but here's the thing. Like, when bullets start to fly, innocent people get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you hear about situations. So are you saying that every single one of those 40 that you admitted to, the intended target was the person who died?
Yes, we never, well, first of all, we didn't never do no drive-bys.
Really?
Yeah, we never done that.
Huh.
We gonna put that thing in park, get out and work. We never done drive-bys. That was never our thing.
Have you ever been a victim of a drive-by?
No, nobody never put up.
So in New Orleans, they just don't do drive-bys?
No, hold on. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about during our time.
Okay.
We didn't do that. Now, them youngsters, everybody, see, Vlad, this is what I be saying. This is why it's so scary in this day and time is you got social media and everybody have a gun. Back when I was coming up, everybody had no gun. You know, you got the ones who say, man, you know, I ain't with the bull, I'm going to school. You know, they're out the project, but they chilling, they not with none of the bull crap. So you know, okay, that's the homie. They get into a problem, a fight at school, so we're going to come and help them because they letting me know I'm not selling drugs, I'm not into this kill, I'm not into the shooting people stuff. But yeah, we never, and nobody never pulled up on me, shot my car. Now we had this situation, if you want to count this, it was a guy, allegedly that had something to do with Black and Mo being killed, and we was racing to go to this club, and he was coming up Washington Avenue. Cat Daddy, he's deceased. Sterling was hanging out the window, shooting at him. And you have Claiborne Avenue, go this traffic, like traffic come this way, traffic go this way. He come to Washington Avenue, and when I spotted him, I turned behind them because I saw they was chasing this car, and this car turned into traffic, but dropped the windows and started banging back. So that's the only thing, but like for somebody just pulling up on the set, airing it out, shooting up, no. Like, when they pull up on me, they hit me up. Whoever the person was, they got me.
Well, I just interviewed OG Booby Black.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to OG Booby Black.
He respectfully asked me not to bring up your name, so I did not. He said some interesting things in the interview. He said 1994 was one of the bloodiest years of the 90s. You agree? Of
course. I was a part of that. I was
right
there. Blood was shed on me. You know, listen, January of 94, I was arrested for intimidating a witness. February of 94, I was arrested for homicide. I got I got stabbed in my chest with these of them in the fair in June. July, I get hit up in my project. OG Booby Black, all them around this time. In July, I go back to jail in August for murder. And didn't get out on probation bond until January of 95. So of course I agree with that. I had just left him when he got shot up.
What was it about 1994 that people just lost their minds?
I guess it was just too many of us was free. Like, you know, when you got a lot, sometimes when you have this situation, some people could relate to this. You got gangsters in all part of your city, but sometimes they might be locked up. Some doing life sentence, some might be, you know, doing a little time, whatever the case may be. And like, so we missing one another. You know, prime example, like this guy, he's deceased now, Tent Wall Fat. Me and him met in juvenile jail, but on the streets, we never got a chance to hang and run together because he'd be in jail, I'm out. When I go to jail, he out. So it's like we never could click, but he was a cold gangster. So you had those situations, but then in 94, just too many of us was out. The Melf was deep, the Cali was deep, the Magnolia, St. Thomas, it's everybody home, everybody out, and you got cliques that's trying to prove a point, trying to, you know, get to the, but I had a feeling that was said, don't bring money, because you can't talk to OG Booby Black without mentioning me.
No, I mean, he touched on you guys. He said he knew all you guys. You know, he knew about the Hot Boys. He was there. He said him and Sterling knew each other from juvenile. But, you know, he asked me not to bring you up. I respected that. And, you know, and this is not an effort. We're not going to sit here and now start bashing Booby Black.
No,
we're not doing that either.
That's my
you know
homie.
What I'm saying?
Listen, honestly, I know why Booby Black is mad with me.
Why is he mad at you?
He not just mad with me about the rat allegations with me. He mad with me because he feel like I talked about his business, but I was told to stand down from that situation. So he's upset with me about that. But at the end of the day, now he's running, you know, all the old heads who all came up together. Now they starting to click up and hang together. So it's like I'm the black sheep of the family. We ain't messing with gangs and kick it. You know, and you know what? I'm fine with that because no matter what you say about me, no matter how you try to slander my name, or no matter if you put the truth out about me, whatever you put out, I'm already set. I'm good. You know, I'm making money. When I first came here, you showed me love, and ever since then, I done skyrocket. I done took off. So ain't nothing they can do to stop my bag. I said to say that. I'm winning right now. I'm doing good on YouTube, so they can't.
You know, people are still debating whether you're actually Birdman's brother or not. Still. And I remember this came up before we even did the interview because his people was like, yeah, no, Gangsta ain't really related to Baby. You know, no, different parents, different mother, different father. This still, like, I'm seeing in the comments, people are still arguing.
I mean, well, this is my thing. To kill it, ask Baby. Call Baby. You got his number.
I got his number, yeah.
Wack asked him on Clubhouse one time.
What did he say?
He said, yeah, that's my blood. That's blood.
Same father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wack asked him that, but my thing is, I'm not here to try to, because Baby don't do nothing for me. So, but I'm not going to just disrespect him and say, no, that ain't my brother. I'm going to wait for him to say that.
You know, I've never talked to him personally. One of his people reached out and said that, but I don't, but me and Baby have never had that conversation.
Yeah, I see people, you know, bring that, but at this point, I'm good. I said, I'm not going to be chasing somebody to be a family member or a brother. You know, like I said, I love him and Slim. They was there for me. They took care of me. I never wanted for nothing. When I come on, Slim took care of me. If I really needed something bad, I could call Baby right now, and he'll do whatever I need done, but I'm good. I don't want for nothing. So I want to say bad, no, but I know he might get mad. He'd be like, oh, you gonna play them? That's what you're doing, 5, you know? So I don't know. That's one of the situations where it's like, I prefer people to keep saying yes and no because it keeps my name out there.
Well, what people have been saying the whole time, too, is that your real brother is actually Manny Fresh.
Man, let me tell you what's crazy.
Because you do look like Manny Fresh.
Vlad, I promise you, my son just went to trial. My youngest son, my second to the youngest son just went to trial in New Orleans.
For what?
RICO, murder.
Oh.
2 murders, yeah. I sat through the whole trial.
Wow.
And as I'm going into the federal building, it was a white guy passed. He said, Manny Fresh. And when he got that turned around, I said, I heard what you say, so I'm thinking he's just saying it, right? So I go into the courthouse, I'm sitting outside, and the guy walks up to me, shakes my hand. Manny Fresh, you remember we met each other at the bar? So, because first I thought he was just playing outside, but he walks to my face, and I was like, I'm not Manny Fresh. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he walks off. Man, that blew me. I say, yo, that man came in my face. Like I said, I thought he was playing downstairs, just cracking a joke, but he walked in my face and shook my hand and said, remember we met at the club and such had introduced us, and I was like, I'm not Manny Fresh. And he just walked off. He was like, he tell you I apologize, and he walked off, but I get that a lot. I think I gotta go back I gotta not go back, but I gotta get into the gym and lose the weight, because shout out to Fresh, but I look better than Fresh. I just want to put that on the record too. Way better than Fresh. Let's talk about it. Yo.
I remember I was in Brooklyn a few months ago, and a dude walked by, I was like, oh shit, Nicolas Cage. He was like serious. And I was like, I just shook my head and just kept walking. Like,
yeah, I get that all the time. I walked up to a club not too long ago, 2 females like, look at Manny Fresh. They look like Manny Fresh. So I get that all the time. All the time.
Well, this hits close to home. 10 inmates broke out of a New Orleans jail. 2 are still on the run.
Right.
Now, I had a tweet that went viral. You heard about this?
No.
Oh, hold on. So let me pull this up. So, at the time that I posted this on May 19th, 3 of the inmates have been captured, right? And there was like a wanted poster with all their mugshots and everything. So I said, for the 7 guys that are still on the run, let's do a Vlad TV interview. You'll eventually get caught anyway, but doing the interview will give you legend status. I won't report you after the interview. My First Amendment right as a journalist gives me the right to do the interview. DM me or email evan@vladtv.com. I think 100 people DM me and send emails, right? I'm sure most of them are just scammers, right? Yeah. And then, like, I don't know. I didn't really go through the due diligence of finding out who was real and so forth, because a lot of them were asking for money, and then it's like, you got to be a little careful with that, because, they arrested the grandmother of one of the inmates.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because I think she sent him like $5,000, and now she's being charged for aiding an escaped inmate. Wow. So she might actually go to jail over that.
Wow. $5,000 Graham sent them?
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of money for somebody that seems to on the run.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard of dudes escaping from jail in New Orleans?
Yeah, that's.
Is that common?
It's not common, but it happened in 1994. Back to 94 again.
Back to 94.
We had a few. I want to say I was on B2. One of my homeboys, he from out the night war. We was real close, named Gerald Mokaday. He's deceased now. He came on a rec yard, and how the OPP, the old parish jail, is made. You got, if you sleep on this side, you can see the yard, but if you sleep on this side, you can see the people in the parking lot, all that. So I was on this side, I could see the yard. So he came out on the yard, and I was in the window, talking to him. He was like, man, get to B4. I was like, what's up? He said, man, we about to go. I said, man, you faking. He turned around, showed me scratches on his back. He said, we go with, they had like on a tier, there's this thing they used to leave open, and it leads to the pipe, the sewage, and all that stuff. He was like, man, we climbed down and went down to the bottom. Man, you lying, you faking. They broke out. I was like, I think about 4. Matter of fact, one of them that broke out, he got a life sentence, and he just come home too. He did like 30-something years. He's home right now as we speak. He's home. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he's home.
What happened to the guys that broke out? They eventually caught them all.
Yeah, they caught all of them. That's what I'm saying. That's
Here's the thing, like, you never hear of anyone escaping and then they just disappear forever.
Because you know what?
You never hear this. So what's the point?
Right, that's what I was saying. We never.
You're gonna get a whole bunch of extra time for doing this.
No, we know one person that escaped and she's still doing good. Well, we haven't heard from her.
Or did we?
And so we. Yeah.
The way you phrased it made it sound like you might know where she is.
Yeah. Well, we all know where she is.
Okay.
The lady, they said that they helped escape with the Black Panther Party, went to Cuba.
Oh, you're talking about Assata Shakur.
Okay, so she ain't been captured.
Yeah. She had to go to Cuba.
Okay, but she made it.
She made it to
Cuba. So we got one that made it. We got one that made it. Shout out to her. But no, for real.
But did anyone you know actually make it?
Nobody, because like I said, we all be stuck on, we don't want to leave the hood. We just want to get out, go show, boy, I'm back, boy. You should have just stayed there like the one who got caught sleeping on it. Man.
Yeah, one of them got caught on
sleeping at the bus stop.
On the bus stop. Sleeping on the bus stop.
Man.
That's the best you come up with.
The thing what makes stuff look bad in this day and time is social media. We didn't have social media back then for the people breaking out, people who doing all this wild stuff. It just was put on the news locally. That's it. But with social media now, everybody get to spread it. You saw what happened, and it spreads. So that's why, they get a lot of attention for it. I saw one of the family members plead for the people to stop doing this and this and that, but I'm like, now, I understand, like, he broke out, he done brought heat to his family. But we know that go with the gang, that go with the consequence, that go with the territory. You're going to bring heat to your family. But this is a decision he decided to make. So as content creators, we're going to talk about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're now offering $50,000 for the last couple of dudes that are still out there. I think one of them made a video. He was like, by a pool. Talking about, I never get to use the pool, so here I am. Yeah, listen, I'm pretty sure some of the people that have reached out were probably the actual, connected to the actual escapees. Mm-hmm. But to go through the process, I mean, I couldn't really meet up with them. We'd have to do it over FaceTime, and then they'd want a money situation. And listen.
50 grand, lad. 50,000? That's really 100.
100,000?
Yeah, I need to give them boys, say, listen, man, turn y'all in. We'll give you 10 and give you 10. Because one of them got life already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just on the run.
Oh, so you don't care.
I was like, he might make him put him down. He might feel like I ain't going back to jail.
If you're doing life, yeah.
I already been convicted already. Got sentenced, got life sentence already. I ain't going. Now the other one with the tattoos in his face, I think it's his auntie was online telling people stop doing this and this and this, but your family member's on the run. Like, we're gonna cover this type of stuff. He the one brought the heat on y'all. We just reporting the news, talking about it. So I seen it both ways, like I understood, where she was coming from. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I hope they get away. I mean, I'm not quite sure what their crimes are. Maybe once I learn about the crimes, maybe I don't wish they would get away.
I'm not going to say I hope they get away. All I'm saying is I hope I could run across them and be like, listen, man, I'm going to give you a warning. Now let me get the 50. Let me get them 50. I'm going to look out for you. I'm asking you to let me get them 50. 50, come on, man. You think them people really be paying that money, though?
50,000?
Yeah, you think they're going to...
No.
They going to really... Crime Stopper come out.
Oh. To actually turn someone in?
Yeah,
they pay 50,000. It's official. But you have to actually snitch on somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta say they're over here. Come get them. They're dressed in a blue shirt and black pants.
I'm gonna call one on right now. You tell me to get 50.
You about to get 50?
I'm asking you because I don't want to turn the dude in. Then now the dude gonna be mad with me, write me letters threatening me from jail.
Wait, so
what's up? I'm trying to get them 50.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If the guy was in the other room right now, and all you need to do is make a phone call the local police, they'll come pick him up, 50,000. Would you do it?
I got 3 phones over there.
Right.
Which one you want me to call them on? I might use all 3. Look, I'm calling all 3 of them. Yeah.
You would do it right now.
Yeah, I got to get them 50.
You got to get that 50?
I got to get that. Do I got to pay tax on that money? That's all I'm going to be worried about.
Yes, I think you would, yes.
They going to jail. Eventually, they going to get caught going to jail anyway. Man, let me get them 50. They ought to get one of their family members, let one of their family members turn them in and get the 50. But I would say this, though. I understand. Now, this is all Joe side. I understand being in prison for the rest of your life, man. Like,
you got to pay taxes, by the way, on that 50. I looked it up.
Oh, man. So I'm going to pay about 20,000 on that? So I'm getting 30?
Yeah, you get about 30. Yeah.
I mean, that's still a good lick, though. 5, 10 a good. Say, it's hard out here, man. So that is a good lick. But because, like I say.
I mean, you could argue that they're going to get caught anyway.
Nah, that's
right.
I agree with that. Yeah,
so what? You're shaving 1 or 2 days off of jail time for 50,000.
Let me get that money.
There is an argument. There is an argument for this.
I mean, that's street stand-up guys' argument. I'm a civilian now. My argument is, if I see you, I need to get that money.
So you would tell.
Yeah, I'm calling. I'm a civilian. I got to report that.
You got to report.
I got to report.
Right, well, at least you honest.
Now there's a law that is called misimprisonment with felony. If you know about a crime and you don't report it, you can get arrested for that. Google it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because my co-defendant went to jail for it.
It's a little bit of a gray area, though.
No, my co-defendant got arrested for that.
They have to prove that you knew that there was a crime going on.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like, for example, if the guy walked by and you don't report him, you can say, I didn't know who that was.
Right, but there's cameras everywhere around here.
Right.
And then they might ping my phone. Nah. Yeah, I gotta, come on, man. I gotta tell people. I gotta tell people where he at.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him know I did it because I got the money. Then I might, later on, be like, man, I know I got you busted, bro, but they go you a few dollars, get you some commissary. Don't spend it all.
Commissary money.
Don't spend all that one commissary now, but I got you.
You got him.
Yeah, I got you.
Cash Money have been on tour together. Been some interesting things along the way. Birdman looked like he dozed off on stage at one point.
Man, you know what? I covered that. And I got inside sources. C-Tour and Cash Money tell me stuff. I got Joy over there at Chopper City or BJ tell me stuff. I got people at Juvenile Camp. I just don't have nobody in Wayne Camp. Anyway, so there's this prompt thing down on the floor. It tell you they got what their next song's gonna be. Mm-hmm. See, people, that's how social media do. They're gonna edit and put the part they want to put. They put the part with Stunner Birdman just looking down, but they didn't do it. So I saw another footage where somebody was filming him from the other angle where you could actually see what he was down and he was reading the song.
Oh.
Trying to see what's gonna be up next. BG thought something was wrong too. That's why he came wiping him down to help him. But it was a thing down at the bottom where you could read when the next song's coming. I to blast him, tore him up, but I was like, before I jump out there and get on him, I gotta make sure. And when I saw that other angle there first, I said, oh, he reading what the next song gonna come up. So he wasn't not.
Right. There was a situation where it looked like Wayne kind of cut Birdman off.
Yeah.
While he was talking on stage.
Okay. I did my homework on that.
Okay.
So Wayne had been fined $90,000 for being late for a show. So now this time they running late in Bird around here with all this, it's just talk. What he like to talk? Wayne, look, that's enough of that bull. Let's go. I found it disrespectful. But I understand it because it's like, man, I just got fined already. I'm here, I'm not about to get fined again, Bird. We got to start the show. So, but we know at one time when it was stunt like my daddy, when it was Weezy, Bird and Weezy ran together, daddy and son, Weezy would have never did that. We would have took that fine, man. Look, we gonna split this, let's pay this, but let's do your thing. Now Weezy like, I'm grown now, I'm out here. Look, man, cut that, let's go. That what that was about.
Yep.
I'm the real Cash Money though, so that's why I get to tell y'all what's going on.
That's why I'm asking.
Big facts.
Now, BG and Turk actually squashed their beef, and now they're good.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good thing. All the while, I never wanted to speak up for Turk because I feel like Turk had slimed me at some point in this whole little thing.
What do you mean slimed you?
I mean, like, because me and Turk had talked on the phone for like an hour or so.
Did he record your phone call and put it out?
No. He didn't do that disrespectful
No, he
stuff.
just did it to me. Good.
He did?
Yeah.
My homie ain't do that. But he might have did that for insurance. I don't know, but receipts what they say. But no.
No, he posted on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But no, I felt that.
That's why you don't see him on Vlad TV anymore.
Oh, okay. So I felt that Turk, when me and him had our one-on-one talk, I had went on his platform, I did an interview with him. I felt that once he thought that Birdman was gonna be mad with him even more for publicly interviewing me on that podcast he got out of Atlanta. Cause the dude on Beehive.
Yeah.
He was shouting me out, Beehive, man, Gangsta, he my favorite, one of my favorites. I go to so I said, okay, I'm coming to Atlanta, get on y'all channel. So then I hit Turk in a DM, his wife or whoever hit it back to my, if you want a book for that, I don't want to book no Turk. Then Beehive, he didn't answer that I had somebody who know him, GDP, to reach out to. He said, all right. So Beehive, and I respected, Beehive was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Turk, because this is my co-host. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, Turk, it ain't got nothing to do with me why they mailed you about that Drink Champ stuff and all that. But he didn't know I knew this, right? So I knew BG was being challenged. I knew BG was wrong. And I had a voice to speak up, but I wouldn't. Because I felt like you turned your back, you trying to, disassociate yourself with me because you trying to get back in with the boys. Okay, well, I'm gonna let y'all figure it out. And they figured it out. I'm happy that they did though.
Yeah. I mean, I like seeing them together.
I ain't gonna say I like seeing them together, but because I don't get nothing. Well, I'm lying. I do get something out of that. But everybody happy, everybody get money. I'm gonna just say that.
There you go. Now, Lil Wayne allegedly kicked his girlfriend and her daughter out of his house on Mother's Day. She's talking about suing now.
Oh, Wayne, they would tick me off with Wayne. You got this tour going. You got your brothers, Turk, BG, Wayne, Fresh Baby, getting their money. So now, because this lady went to the public with y'all situation, Wayne canceled the show. Now these guys can't get no money. So on one end, you being selfish. On the other end, I understand you feel like you're embarrassed, whatever. But bro, you going to the hoods to do these shows. All the hoods rocking with you. A lot of people didn't put people out there how to keep you. I ain't put some females like, you got to go, get up out of here. I didn't, gotta go. I ain't never texted him. I told him anytime to get beat it. I pay rent here. I'm the one, beat it. So I understand that, but then Wayne might look at because the little girl right there, she told me, my birthday coming up and all that. I was like, well, go find somebody else to leech y'all, beat it. But Wayne, I guess, because I'm like, Wayne, you blood. You supposed to be sued to the Beehive, go hard, whatever. So, big B. So, tucking your tail because a female came public, plenty of stuff came out on you. Man, do the show. People, because I didn't like this, people took off, got Airbnbs, paid for flights, rental car, all that stuff for you to cancel that. That wasn't cool. So I ain't like that.
Well, this is an unexpected surprise. Lil Diesel's actually with you today.
Yeah.
You kind of surprised me today with this.
Yeah, I had to, because...
Now, there's a bigger surprise here, and that is that not only are you guys friends now, but you actually live together.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
You guys went from trying to kill each other in the 90s to now living together with Terrance's mom.
Yeah, let me tell you what he do. He let my mama, I'm in my bedroom sleep. I hear some church music playing. I smell some coffee brewing in, and I'm making breakfast. I said, look at him, boy. I said, but that's the way to get in here, though. I said, that's the way to get in here. Him and Mom's in there cooking breakfast.
Well, listen, he might end up marrying your mom.
Okay,
he might
that's
be your
good.
stepdad at one point.
You want to be my stepdad?
No,
I'm about to say, I got to go shopping. I got a long list now.
No.
What you going to do?
Nah, my brother.
You can't handle that?
Nah.
My mom be having moves where that old lady there be tripping. One minute she won't be cool. And that minute she get mad at me, she ain't going to speak to him.
Yeah.
I had told him that already. I said, baby, prepare for this, bro.
Well, what's crazy is that all this happened because I put you guys on Vlad TV together. And in fact, I got to shout out one of my Vlad TV YouTube members, One Saints Fan 354. He's the one that brought up the original question. He said, who is Lil Diesel from the MILF? He knows. Don't let him duck that question. That was the actual comment that I read. And that was the first time you actually mentioned Diesel on camera. And it got back to you.
Yes.
You reached out, said, let's do an interview.
That's right.
I said, let's do one with both of you guys. We flew you guys out to New York. I had NYPD security there just in case.
Yeah, I ain't trust him.
You know?
He said he didn't trust me. Ain't that something?
Did you trust him?
Yeah, I was cool with him. I wasn't tripping.
You weren't tripping?
Yeah.
He made me feel like you think I'm soft or something, bro.
No, I know you got up in age. You ain't about that.
Oh, so you say, oh, man, I can't move like I used to.
No, you just ain't about
That's
that.
a fact. He right. I ain't giving up my freedom.
Yeah.
No.
How'd you guys end up living together?
All
He
right.
reached out to me.
One day I called him. Because I was checking on him, because I'm like, I see on Instagram and in my comments, people always ask me about Diesel. What was Diesel? Why? We need some MILF stories. We need, the hood stories. And I'm like, bro, start the challenge. Just, I said, you skipped the line. You come straight on Vlad. That's hard to do. I said, so you got a chance to do like I did and start it, because you from the Melphamine Project. We were at odds with one another. Do your Angola stories. That way you can help these youngsters know that when you go to prison, you can show them what all you seen, what all you been through. So he loved Instagram. Hey, y'all, what's up? I'm like, man, get off that Instagram. Instagram good. But bro, your money on YouTube something. I'm like, man, I'm sick of keep telling him the same thing. So one day I called him and I was like, what's up? He said, man, I'm off in a restaurant, ducked off in a restaurant. I don't feel comfortable down here. I was like, well, man, come on up here to Dallas by me, man. I'm gonna make sure you good. So he was like, all right. So I had set a time to go down to New Orleans. So I'm thinking that he gonna grab a little overnight bag and to see how it is. Then now I'm going back to, Vlad, when I pull up, this man had everything he ever owned. Packed my car. I'm talking about literally took everything, whatever he had in New Orleans, put it in that car and brought it to Dallas.
Okay, so when you moved back to New Orleans, was there any problems at all? I think we touched on this last time, but let's fast forward.
I never had any problems.
So no one from your past who you had problems with or old beefs or anything else like that? Because Terrance doesn't really go to New Orleans very, very often. You've been there a couple of times, but you're in and out, I feel.
Right, yeah.
You're not hanging out.
No, indeed. Ain't nothing to hang out.
Right.
Ain't nothing to hang out.
Right, but Diesel, you've been hanging out. You've been living out there.
No, I'm not in New Orleans. I was in Slidell.
Oh, okay.
I was in Slidell.
Okay.
So I go back and forth to New Orleans, holler at my sister and my kids, but I was living in Slidell.
Okay. Were you spending a lot of time in New Orleans?
No, not that. No.
Okay.
Because it's everybody I know, they still on the same stuff. So, I had to get somewhere else.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So why'd you decide to move?
To move to where? To Texas?
Yeah.
Because I thought they had better opportunities for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I knew it, like he said he had me, man. He been having me ever since I made it there. They take me every morning to go look for jobs and things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since that moment that I put you guys together,
That's right.
you guys have been rocking ever since.
Man, listen.
People like to talk bad about Vlad TV. They forget about moments like this.
That's right.
Y'all about to say, nah, for real, Vlad, because I was in my, right, because I had him scheduled to sleep somewhere else in Dallas, right? But some kind of way, he found his way in my house. Mm-hmm. So I'm in my bed one day laying down. I got a 3-bedroom apartment, right? So I'm like, I can't believe and I'm laying down, bro. I'm literally laying down. And I'm like, I can't believe I got Diesel in the next room over there at my house where me and my mother at.
That's right.
And then the next morning I heard the church. I said, what the? I'm Muslim. So I hear the church going on. I said, man, because usually, like me and my mother, we respect one another's religion, So
She's Christian, right?
yeah, she's Christian.
Yeah.
So I hear the gospel bumping loud. I said, man, I don't know you do this. It's him and her together with this, right? So they got their little coffee, cooking breakfast. And I'm like, all right, I see y'all. And then from there, the man just been there. And so I was like, okay, now I got you. Like I say, it's my word. I'm gonna make sure you good. Now you got to show me you want help. You got to help yourself now. Let's go apply for these jobs. Here's the problem. You got a man been on 8 months, don't know how to fill out no application, don't know about going online. And then you got me that's been trying to figure it out. So we both in my room on the computer trying to fill out applications for jobs, man. So let me tell you what ticked me out with him. Now, I'm trying to do other stuff, right? So I cut the computer on, I go there, and I leave him. And I go in my room, so I still gonna go check on him. I go in there, he just sitting there looking at the computer. The computer is black now, it's dark, it's gone. The computer went to sleep. I said, Diesel, what you doing? Oh, I'm waiting for it to come back on, my brother. It ain't gonna come back on, Diesel. You gotta touch the mouse. You gotta move it, brother. Yo.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing with you, not at you. Because you don't know.
Yeah,
You've been locked up the whole time. You haven't been around computers and iPhones
The
and all
man
that.
sitting there with his phone, chilling. Like, I said, Diesel, what you doing? Oh, I'm waiting on the computer, my brother. That's my brother. He was just so innocent with it. I said, it's not gonna come back on, Diesel Boys. You got to touch this right here. Oh, all right. Man, say.
Yeah,
so,
it's been fun, man.
Yeah, bro, because I get my kicks on, man, because he be really, like, innocent, like, just looking like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I said, Diesel, so I had to pay a female to do all the application, go on Indeed, do all this for him. I said, now, Diesel, listen, you have to check your emails every day, not every now and again. I said, no, that trash, delete that because you'll get confused, brother. So I said, delete, Diesel, check. Oh, hold on, he'll go to strolling through stuff. I'll be like, Diesel, it's right here this week.
Yeah.
Man, it's a job now.
Yeah.
It's another job I got on my head. But what I like though, he is trying. He don't have he not one of those type of persons like, you just get out, you be like, I come from getting money. I'm a big dog for my project. I had a name to, I ain't about to work at this certain place. No, that's beneath me. He not on that. He on something. I just need a job.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you got out, you were working at Tyson Chicken.
Well, no, my first job was in at fire, the warehouse. I'm trying to get him over at Tyson Chicken now, where I was at. I like that spot, right? Okay. Tell him, we went there one night.
Yeah.
I saw my old manager. They were happy to see me. All of them happy to see me. And one of the guys was like, hey, y'all hiring? He's like, yeah, man. And I was like, all right, because I'm trying to get my people on, man. So we actually drove around in one night on a shift that I used to work on. And I seen some people, but the person who trained me, he had got fired for some reason. But I was trying to get him over there, and we filled out applications for him to go over because I know they pay good over there. No. Y'all been trying to get him everywhere. But he got him a job now.
Oh, you got a job?
Yeah.
Where?
Troy Aikman Restaurant.
Okay. Yeah. Troy Aikman's Restaurant.
Texas Live.
All right. What's your role over there?
Line cook.
Okay. Well, you're a cook.
I'm gonna go and check out the food if it's nasty. I'm gonna go live and
congrats,
man, this is down bad. This food nasty. I'm gonna blast him if it's nasty.
I love to see this, man, because I know, because I interview a lot of people like this. Coming out with a felony is a forever punishment, unfortunately. Right. Jobs could legally refuse to hire you because you're a felon. Mm-hmm. Apartments could refuse to let you live there because you're a felon.
Right.
Now, if they try to refuse you because you're black, then you could sue them. But they could legally say, no, you're a felon, I don't want you to work here. Mm-hmm. Totally legal. And I think that's just too bad because you've done your time.
Right.
And you should be able to live out your life, as if you had done your time. You paid back your debt to society, but yet society's still punishing you for the rest of your life because that felony's permanent. Hmm. So congratulations on getting that job. Congratulations on, living with Terrance, man. Yeah. And Terrance, you said something interesting in one of your interviews. You said that you have a lot more fear now than back in the 90s when you were on the street. Mm-hmm. Explain.
Back in the 90s on the streets, I was a part of the drama. I was a part of the foolishness, so I felt like I was untouchable. But now that I'm not a part of it, I see how crazy the youngsters are. Because back then, if you looked, like we might look at somebody, might eye them down, what you looking at? Here now in this day and time, when you look at one of them youngsters, they pulling, they clutching and ready to shoot you for looking at them crazy. So you have to be careful out here. And I just be like, with social media, if I come by, if I see somebody and I look at them crazy, I'll say, what you looking at? Say something crazy to them. Now they being recorded, and now their peers going to be like, oh, you let such chump, yo, but you got to do something. So now they ready to spin, and they ready to do all kind of, and like I said earlier, back when we was coming up, everybody didn't have a gun.
That's right.
Everybody got a gun now.
Really? I just feel that and this is me from the outside looking in, there's so many more cameras everywhere now, and you're so much more likely to get caught that you would think that people would engage in less crimes.
Right.
Because look, you and I have gone through a bunch of stories. 200 people around, broad daylight, we shot this guy, no one saw anything. There's no cameras, there's no phones, that's it.
Right.
Cold case forever. Right?
Right.
These days, think about it. You go to a concert, you shoot somebody, there's going to be 18, 29 cameras, different angles.
That's right.
You know, I mean, the camera on the roof, the 30 people that got their phones out. You know, as you go outside, there's a camera on the, on the light. There's a GPS tracker. Back in the day, think about how many crimes do you think you guys got away with because there was just no cameras and nobody cooperated?
That's what I'm about to tell you about,
100?
Vlad.
Many.
More?
Yeah.
Many.
Just think about this, Vlad, like you just said. Back then, there was no cameras, right? And we was the murder capital of the world.
That's
That's time
right.
we was beefing.
Right.
In this day and time, there are cameras, and New Orleans was the murder capital of the world at one time. Now you got Baltimore, you got Memphis, and these youngsters know there are doorbell cameras hidden here, lights and cameras everywhere, and they still wilding out. So that's why I say I am more scared in this day and time than back then, because like you just explained, they got all these cameras, and they know what they say, I don't care. Oh, they gotta catch me. Oh, I'm a man, so I'm gonna get away with it. Or some of them just so ignorant before them pills, they don't realize the camera watching. All they just know, I got my man, I got my target.
I mean, you're more scared now than before?
Yeah, because I don't carry guns or anything to protect myself. Back then, I didn't have no worries because I always stayed strapped and
I'm
had
gonna raise
knives
my
and all
hand,
that stuff
like,
on me.
Well, I want to cut him off because like, he don't carry a gun, but he carry a knife because he tried to go in a federal building with a little knife. Tell Vlad what happened.
Yeah.
He went to court for my son.
gotta keep
He
your
was with
knife
me in the
on.
court too.
Yeah, so I was going to the federal building with his son. I had the knife on me, but they told me to just go put it up. Yeah.
Yeah, but he go to the federal because one of the guys, the officers was like, he said, "Wow, I see you on YouTube now. I see you in person." And I was like, "Yeah," I said, "It feels good to be on his side." We get for real because we was up there talking to them, the marshal, just talking to different people, me and him, and he was like, "Wow," he was shocked, and I was happy because I'm like, we on his side, we don't have to come from the back shackled up. You know what I'm saying? So that was a beautiful experience, and we just was talking and talking to them, and it was, they treated us with respect, but he gonna keep his little knife on him.
Okay, this is a question for both of you guys. When you guys were active in the 90s, was there moments where you guys were just really, really scared before doing something?
Not me.
At all?
No. I was excited because
Is it because you started so young?
I was about to
And
say,
you
yeah,
just
we
didn't
was
know any
young.
better?
Right, we were young and we didn't care. We
Didn't understand the consequences?
Right, and we had this thing, all right, you tough, I'm tough, we're gonna see who the toughest, because it's like, he out the Melamine Project, I'm at the Magnolia Project. We got basically the same thing, we just for two different projects. He could dress nice, I could dress nice. He got money, I got money. He got girls, I got girls. We had the same girls. So it's like, I got nice cars, they got nice cars. So I don't like you, you don't like me, okay, when I see you, I'm gonna put you down. You see me, you gonna put me down. And we didn't.
Diesel, you were never scared.
No, I thought I was invisible with them guns.
Invisible.
Yeah, I didn't think nobody could touch me.
Huh.
Yeah, because I was going to get off first every time. Yeah.
He always been arrogant like that.
No, I'm
too.
just being real.
That's how he's always
Yeah.
arrogant and cocky like that.
I was scared. I mean, not scared, but I mean, I know he can hurt me, so I'm going to get off first.
Okay. I mean, were there moments, though, that you actually were scared, like if someone else got the drop on you and stuff like that? Or if there's like family members around or people you care about? Or was there, I mean, because we're all humans here. We all have fear.
I mean, I wasn't
Or
scared.
was there something different about the two of you where you guys are just wired differently?
No,
It, was,
growing up.
it wasn't just us. It was plenty of our homeboys.
Yeah.
OG Booby Black one. It was never scared. It was crazy. It was just wild and crazy. Vlad, how people say, sometimes people say the truth told you the joke, like the power of the gun. It goes back to like when I was in prison, my mindset used to be like this here. As long as I got 2 knives, I think I could take 4 or 5 of y'all. And if it's one person with a knife, if he don't got it tied up right, that's both our knife. I'm not about to run. Because when you run, that's when you get it the worst.
Yeah.
So, coming up, we just had that attitude like, my project better than your project. My homegirl look better than your homegirls. We making the most money, y'all making the most. We got the best calls. And we just had that competition going.
Well, I asked this to Terrance before you got here.
Okay.
When I interviewed Booby Black, He said something interesting. He said 1994 was one of the bloodiest years ever. Well, yeah, and you said that year that you guys shot, 1994, was one of the bloodiest years.
Definitely, the bloodiest year.
Of that era.
Of the era. They probably still don't have nothing right now that could top 94. 94 was bloody. I'm talking about motherfuckers, 2-3 people getting killed every day.
That was murder capital of the world. That's when it was murder capital of the world.
So you agree, 1994?
Oh, yeah.
What was it about 1994 that made it different?
Everybody was killing. You had killers from everywhere.
Huh.
Yeah. And then everybody, when we meet up, we was ready to go at it every single time. He liked to go to events. I like to go on events. So we was always, meeting up together. But at one time, like I said, we was cool. But once we started beefing, he still was going out. Yeah.
You still was going out.
Yeah, man, right.
I'm going to enjoy. It's my city.
Yeah.
New Orleans is a small bowl, right? So the ghettos, we close by each other. So when there's an event, all of us going, his project going, my project going. Yeah. So we got them guns outside. Right. Whoever get to there first, that's what it is. But I'm going out, and you gonna see me. We gonna take pictures. He going out, and he gonna see them. They gonna take pictures. But we see each other outside. It's on.
You know the kick thing about this, Vlad? The police used to hold our guns and told us when we see them, take care of our business.
You had crooked cops coming up on
the police used to have our guns.
They
around the club, so when Gangsta and them come around there, we go to their car and get the guns and knock them off.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how
police are involved.
Yeah. Man, that's how they was coming.
What? Them cops were dirty coming up with our time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, were cops ever getting killed during that time?
No, we had no cops getting killed. No, see, because the thing was, a lot of people protect the cops because it was like, as long as you know I'm good. Like, I had one cop, when the Calio had the meeting, he told him, he said, listen, I don't care if y'all kill up each other, but when y'all start, if these little children start getting killed, then I'm going to start making arrests. But y'all can kill up each other, I don't care.
Booby said something interesting. He said that the term Hot Boy was around in New Orleans before the group and the gang, the Hot Boys. The Hot Boys existed before the actual crew, the Hot Boys? Was that just like a name that you guys gave certain people?
Yeah. It's like if you was a motherfucker that was doing shit in the street, you know what I'm saying? You had a lot of bitches, you had fly cars, you had jewelry, you had, you was hot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you did something, you was hot.
Is that true?
No, he capping.
You capping?
Yeah, he capping.
You were just saying it was a general term. Like if you're a hot boy, that means that you're doing work.
See, this is what they doing. This would tick me off with them too. Booby been doing interviews, but they waited. They saw me after I come off Vlad. I started doing the Booby stories. So they waited a whole year. They studied me. They studied all these stories, and then they started jumping on. Oh yeah, this. Because if you think about it, go check any interview. You never heard none of them talk about the Hot Boys. Go check any interview. I challenge you to it.
You co-signed this, Diesel?
I never heard the term, but like I said, it was Hot Boys, but I ain't never heard the term that it was,
that wasn't
that was no term out there.
Now, Booby spoke about you in our interview. He spoke positively about you.
Yeah, I know Elvin Golf.
Yeah, I know the old government.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah. We grew up together too.
What was your experience with Booby growing up with him?
Booby was wild, man. Booby stayed in fights and all that stuff. He was big for his age. He was about his business.
I mean, he said something interesting. He said that he realized at one point that he had been a crash dummy this whole time. Do you guys feel that way in a certain aspect?
No, I was never a crash dummy because you couldn't see me on the mission that I ain't never saw you go on. And Booby might have worded that wrong because I personally watch him. We had cut class. We didn't go to school, right? So what we would do is go in a project, and he always got somebody we think soft that they'll just try to pick on. So we was on Claudia B deceased now. He stayed on Willow Street. They were beating this little boy up on a balcony on the second floor. And somebody said, man, come Booby. Man, stop. So they stopped. And I'm like, what was Booby? What Booby got? They said, man, he crazy, man. He might try to throw him over the balcony. I'm like, y'all beating him up already anyway, so why y'all? But they stopped because Booby was coming. It's just like, he was just like the little neighborhood bully. But Booby was, what it was, Booby a little older than us. So it was like, he ran with Black and More and all the gangsters, older. They wasn't too old, but they was like a few years. So, and our little peers, he was still running with us too. So that's why a lot of people be scared of him. He was just so wild. Like to fight, he was angry. He just was an angry child. That's the good word. He just was angry.
Angry.
And I say this before, he think I'm lying. he had me a little shook. I was a little scared of him coming up because he was always a bully, like mean. And sometimes I'd be late, like I had a polo jacket. I'll never forget this. He had just beat a little boy up in the ministry, took his jacket from, because they used to go around schools beating people up, taking jackets. And he walk up, I'm standing next to Claude B, so he walk up, what side is it? He got my jacket, look at him, what you? Claude B said, nah, he with us. So he touched my jacket, talking about what side is it? You know, back then was your side, but I ain't say that though. But yeah, man, so Boo had to, and we got cool, because I went to juvenile jail. He was out on AWOL or something, I guess.
And
then when he came back, like they used to make him put the shackles on. They used to make him, when we go out for rec in the juvenile jail, they would make him sit on the stair because he was going to the Judgment Center there. Okay. So he had a bag of pictures and he remembered me. So he was like, man, I was his little homeboy. So, and all the other, youngsters in the jail like, well, I said, yeah, it's my homie there because Boo Boo was by himself. And he was tall, So he let him see the pictures and all of the stuff. And then he wound up leaving. And then we wound up hooking up when I broke out of juvenile jail.
Well, that same year, 1994, he got shot 18 times in a dice game.
Shit went down. You know what I'm saying? I was in the street. I had beef. So a lot of people that was out there, they knew what was happening. You feel me? When they seen the person that I was beefing with, motherfucker yelled, tried to give me a warning, but it was too late. That's what happened. I got shot in the leg. I got shot all over my fucking body.
How many times did you get shot?
18.
18 times.
18, yeah. I could show you every motherfucking mark. I got shot my legs, my fucking side, my chest, you heard me? Back of my back, you heard me? My arm, basically, if you pull my shirt up right here, I got shot 5 times right here. You know what I'm saying? This arm right here, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a tiger that's ripped through that bitch. I still had my arm though for like 12 days.
Did you guys hear about that situation?
I was right. All right, this what happened. Because I'm tied to that. And see what Boo and them try to do, like I always say, you can hide history, but you can't erase it. So my thing was, we had a beef going on in the project. I had got hit up, and then this other, Funky Foe, he got hit up. We both out the same project, on the same side of the project, right? So now we in the hospital. OG Booby Black and Killer Stone come to visit Funky Foe.
Okay.
They come for me, but they went to go visit because Funky Foe at our project. George and Norris, out his project, came to see me. But they was going to check on Funky Foe too because his cousin Lad and Funky Foe run together. When Booby and Killer Stone left out the room from me, they was going downstairs to go do something. They go into the elevator. The elevator open. The 2 guys out the mouth and they up the guns. My mother come on, y'all stop, because they all of them knew my mother. So they put the gun, they stopped. So it was tension then. So this old hitman, he deceased named Derek Hubble. He went on the 4th floors, on the children's floor, stole a chair, brought it down in my room and just sleep next to me with his gun. Because I was like, okay, it's a lot of crosses that was strong because it was a hit placed out on Booby. And they wanted me to set Booby up because, remember I shot the boy around the tent wall? Out the tent wall around Club 49, right? So the mill felt like because they aided me in shooting a opera hours, that they could come in my project and thought I would set up OG Booby Black. So I told OG Booby Black, I said, boy, they back and they trying to get you. All right, so OG Booby Black, Big G, Mosquito, they got Mac 90, Mac 11, and a 9mm Glide. Never forget it.
You said Soulja Slim was there too.
I don't remember Soulja Slim being out there this day, but if he want to put Soulja Slim there, all right, I don't gonna argue that. But what I will say is this, but I had a Mac 11. I gave Booby my gun, because I had been hit up. So when I come from off Mac, I come up 6th Court. The courtyard just like, all right, this say the courtyard, this 6th Court, this Clara Court, and we got what you call a circle right here in the middle. I'm coming up this courtyard, and when you turn right, say if you make a little turn right here, it's like an element of surprise. Like you can't see me. If I spin this building, if I come around the building, like I could get you, right? So there's 3 hallways, 3 porches on each side of the courtyard. So Booby, OG Booby Black, I remember Law out there, I remember Skiboo out there. They were shooting dice on the porch. So when I come around, I said, why y'all right here, man? Y'all go in the middle of the courtyard because somebody come around, they can spin, because we beefing right now. It's hot and heavy right now with guys, not only our project, but off the same side of the project, the same block, actually. So I'm like, man, y'all gotta be careful. I said, boo-boo, where my gun at? He said, law guy. I said, law guy, what'd you get law my gun for? I said, law, where the gun at? Oh, it's in the hallway. We got in the hallway had this little utility shade, little utility box thing where you can open it, guess the fuel. He got the gun hid in there. So I guess because the police curly hair, blue eye, all of to run there in the courtyard, so I guess he didn't want to get caught with the gun. So I said, man, you get the gun. So law went there, got the gun, Booby took the gun and put it in his waist. I go home. All right, when they try to take me out the game, so my lungs collapsed, I had 30-something staples in my stomach. So that was in July. I got shot up in August. So now, but they had a colostomy bag on and my stomach was open and the doctor was letting, well, you might not know, but they'll let it close from the inside out. Like that. They didn't staple it back up, they left it wound. So my mother used to have to bandage me, put the gauze in and all that. So I go home, get in the tub, I'm on the bed, my mother bandaging me up. I hear blah, blah, blah. I said, Mama, that's that Mac. That's Booby getting off with that Mac. I called Killer Stonehouse, his little sister Kawana, she's deceased now. She's hollering, oh, they killed Boo, they didn't kill, what? I said, so I go around there, pulled the ambulance and took him there. We went to the hospital. They had his arm laying out. It still was attached to his body at this time. We went to the hospital to see him and stuff. And then when I went home, I went by Killer Stone, I got the gun. They had the bullet still lodged in the gun. So when the two guys spent the building to hit Booby up, when it was hitting him up, when he fell, he reached, and when they saw him pulling the Mac 11 out, they shot the gun, and that scared them, and that made them back off him. But, and I understand we all old, so we forget some of the stuff we forget, But I know that was my gun I gave him, and I don't want to told him to move from right here. But anyway, they trying to erase some of the history. But as long as I'm here, I ain't gonna let them do it. He know I'm the one who gave him that gun, and I told him move from right there, and he didn't move because he thought he was tough, shooting them dice, and them little boys who we thought we ran out the project that was born and raised back there, came back in that project spent on.
Well, you got to hand it to him. Having one arm, it's easy to just go into depression. You know what I'm saying? Just feel
Booby
like
crazy. Booby special, man.
We talked to I even asked him if he considered suicide at one point. He said, hell no.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you said that one arm, so let me tell you something. Booby had a beautiful handwriting. I'm talking about his penmanship. Bad, right? That's how he got my, it's all right, my girl behind my back. He got me good too, bro. So he had a pretty handwriting. I'm talking about beautiful handwriting. And when he lost that arm, we used to write where he started writing with that left arm, that other arm. Booby always been arrogant, cocky, ain't no depression. The boy got the weed dispensaries. He making money.
Yeah. So
he never did bad, never was doing bad. Man, I remember when Booby Daddy was standing back there at the tent wall.
Okay.
It was right down from the St. Thomas Project. I used to go back there by him. I had a little broad over there named Keisha at the St. Thomas. I'm humping her. Booby peeping through the door, banging on her. I'm like, man, chill out. He banging, trying to get in the room. Yeah, man, me and Booby come, but I understand they mad or whatever, but I'm up now. All the way up.
What is your beef with Whack 100?
He don't like me. I don't know Whack 100.
He was here yesterday, by the way.
Whack 100 just started attacking me. I never said nothing about Whack, never disrespect Whack, never had a problem with Whack. And when Whack came for me, I was like, okay, I got you. So I had went in the clubhouse, and I don't like to argue. So that's not my strong suit. That give me a headache. So he was like, well, actually, I had the clubhouse app, then I take it off, then I put it back on. Then one day I was bored. So one of my homeboys talked me into coming in there. I didn't know this was Whack platform. So when I went in there, whacking in, you BAN, you da-da-da-da, yeah, you this. I'm like, you finished, sweetheart? So I guess that shook him because, Whack the type of person, I studied guys, right? And he like to argue. So if you argue back with him, it intensifies his arguing. Right. So that's how you go. I said, okay, I'm gonna beat him in his own game. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you, now you finish my turn. So I come back in there, I'm gonna talk to him. I said, I done ran you all. Whack like the argue, I done ran you all. I said, okay, I done found your formula. So, but Whack, he knows everybody's business. He always putting everybody's business out, but he never talk about his gun case from Texas that's sealed. So I always brought that up, but people always ignore it. So I was like, man, I'm tired of helping people. I'm tired. That ain't my fight no more. You know what I'm saying?
You want to FaceTime right now?
Go ahead.
I'm interviewing somebody right now that wants to talk to you.
That big head nigga Terrance?
Oh,
Big head nigga ass that.
hold on one
He
second.
talking about big
They
head.
told me come through LAX. I know he in town.
Yeah, you know I'm in town. I ain't check in either.
Yeah, hey, listen, I don't do the check.
Oh, all right.
My check-in, man.
Say, hold on, man. Is you in there naked? Look like you ain't got no shirt on, man.
No, nigga, I just come out the gym. I'm at the crib. Listen, my check-in is a nigga straight. Nigga got a car. Nigga got his shit right. I've never done that, bro. Because when I go to nigga city, Miami, whatever, I let niggas know I'm coming, bro. Like, hey, it may be something different going on out there from when I was like, this shit I'm hearing, I've never seen that.
Hey, Vlad asked me what my problem is with you. I told Vlad I don't know you. I never had a problem with you. I missed the answer right back. That's all. And I told Vlad about our counter when we had the clubhouse where you cussed me out. Went off. I said I can't argue with Wade. Huh?
Nah, cause you gotta remember, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on with you and bro, right?
Right.
And you know how he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, until I know what's going on with that, I was staying out of that.
Right.
I told niggas I ain't never met Terrance, bro. Terrance was gone already
Facts.
when I started fucking with bro. So I'm like, I ain't never met him, but they don't understand the inner workings of certain people. You've been knowing a nigga longer than me. You know, bro will see something and formulate his own thoughts. So until I called him and talked to him, I ain't no fool. I know how bro is. He'll be doing something and act like he ain't, right?
Yeah.
But I would tell you, somebody who home, if that boy get on your nerves, that nigga home that BG told on, he called me 4 days ago.
Say, why you and Bird ever talked about this with you and BG, bro?
You ain't no goddamn fool, nigga. You already knew what time it was. You ain't stupid. You know I ain't never going to get stunner. You know I ain't going to get stunner.
All right, now we being recorded, Wack.
Yeah, but I ain't never going to get stunner. So what I'm just telling you is,
right.
Oh boy in town, that's y'all shit. Cause y'all got mad when I addressed it. So maybe you a penitentiary nigga like me. Maybe you need to address the nigga. He out of jail.
Wack, all I want to know is, if you see me in LAX, you ain't gonna try to jump on me, huh? Cause you be with a lot of people.
No, nigga, well, you ain't did nothing to me.
I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna get that Cash Money check. I'm gonna sue you, Wack.
Listen, you ain't never did nothing to me anyway.
I'm gonna sue you, Wack. I'm tell you try to harm me.
Let's be real. Unless the nigga is a direct threat to me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about. You ain't ever did nothing to me, nigga.
I tell everybody that too. I said Wack like content. I said I'm not about to argue with Wack. Wack and Charles can argue. It's a headache for me to argue.
Nah, you can't argue with because Charleston to make you do something to him.
Charles is another level, boy.
But see, a nigga like you, what I do know, I know we can stand up and have a fight, and it's cool. Nigga hurt him, and he gonna go tell the people, right?
Don't talk about my boy. He ain't here now.
Look,
I
just did a post.
I know I saw y'all on Dancing. Y'all saw y'all.
You know, me and Charleston talk from time to time, so that wasn't our first time.
All right.
Bro, listen, bro. If I see a nigga, if I fuck with a nigga, right, and I see somebody, like, if I see you say something, I know I go respond, it's gonna give you some more content.
You know I get views off you, Wack. You know I get views off you.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that get views off you when I come at you.
But, you know, because the whole Birdman,
Cat, right.
Penitentiary Street, that whole shit. So, you gotta remember, I know what it is with you and bro. So I keep it simple. People that try to sell me paperwork, I don't even fuck with it. I'm like, whatever it is y'all got, y'all run it.
I noticed that about you. I say Wack will come at me, he called me rat, he do it, but Wack ain't never, bro, listen, we both street people, we know better.
I never really sat down and said I'm a dissecting because at the end of the day, right, I know bro's thing with you. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, love me, huh? Bro, you think I get a Cash Money piece?
I think when you and bro was on y'all private time, you can get what you want. I ain't no fool. You gotta understand that me and Stunner got a different kind of relationship.
Oh, I know.
Like he know once he come to me to my door, it don't matter what it is. You know, I ain't gonna deny him nothing. So, but I know those that is some politics going on, but I know the ones he got genuine love for. So attacking you in a sense, is attacking him. You get what I'm saying? You know, so
Do Vlad get what you saying?
Talks, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I keep it out. You know, I ain't never just made you my business. You know that.
I know. Listen, Wack, you, Charles White, y'all the internet. And I say, Wack don't never give me no play. You'll give me play every now and again, because sometimes I be bored. I say, I need a few more dollars. Then every now and then you'll come, I say, okay, I got him now. But you really don't pay me no attention. You be having bigger fish to fry, really. Because I'm not a rapper or none of that. That might be too.
Hey, listen, I need you to hear me.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk to that boy, because if somebody else get a hold of him, they gonna do it their way. Now, I want you to hear me. Within talking to him, you're gonna be able to clear up some shit. I've already talked to him. You gonna handle it the way I handle it. If somebody else get a hold of him and get to playing with edits and get to playing with shit, it's gonna be a bad look. If you talk to him, it's gonna be presented different. Hear me. Old boy will be all right if you talk to him.
Yeah.
I didn't already talk. I can clear the nigga BG up right now, because I talked to the nigga. Because what he did was wrong, but the other nigga confused him with what it was supposed to be. BG wasn't supposed to did that regardless. Me and you know that under any circumstances. But I'm telling y'all, one of y'all need to do it before another nigga get a hold of him and spin it. I'm telling you something.
Well, I already know how I go. I'm gonna reach out to him.
Put you right with the nigga.
All right.
The nigga been calling me. You need to do that. I'm not gonna do it because stunning my brother, right? I'm not gonna do it because if I do it, it's gonna be something crazy. If you do it, you can do it another way. And as you talk to him, I already know what you're gonna pull out of him. I know how it's gonna go. So,
All right, man, put it together, man, so I can rap with him, bro.
Put it together, and that'll be good content for you.
Big facts, yeah.
Listen, we let them people think what they want to think. What we know, we know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't my motherfucking enemy. We got enough real enemies, my nigga.
Oh, that's a fact. You know, I don't have enemies. Look, listen, this was my last enemy. Wack, this was my last enemy 30 years ago right here.
What's up, my brother?
Oh, shit.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
I'm good. What's up, homie?
Look, that's a good look.
That was my last enemy.
And plus, Vlad got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, Vlad, yeah. Like, you know, I started my career over here, man. Yeah, Vlad. I ain't gonna never forget Vlad, man. And I ain't going against him.
No, he got a lot of love and respect for you, and I love him like a brother.
Yeah. Yeah, he took me for a ride in the Tesla.
That's all he do, Tesla, motherfucking goddamn Burberry.
He took me for a ride in the Tesla, man. We got something to eat.
All
right.
I'm gonna put you with dude, though. He
All right.
come home.
I'm gonna give Vlad my information so we can hook up.
And plus, bro, that's gonna be a good look for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good look. I'm gonna put it together for you.
All right, bro. It's nice to talk to you. All right, nice to talk to you. But y'all see it, Vlad done put me and Wack together.
Look at that.
I ain't never thought me and Wack could talk this fast.
Wow.
Because it's so many people coming from it.
Wow.
But I do notice this though, Wack, like, and that answers your question too about me and Bird, because you saw how Wack say the relationship. You know, I'm being stubborn and Bird being stubborn. So it's like, you know, who gon', and he got the money, yeah, you got everything, but I'm content with what I got. I'm happy. You saw how much I'm making this money, huh, Vlad?
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Man, how I know you is.
I'm happy for you.
You put me, you know.
Yeah, you gotta get Diesel hooked up with his own channel.
Man, Vlad, yeah. Vlad, listen, man, I tell this man, how many times I tell you about YouTube?
You tell me that all the time. About getting on, drop.
Bro, he like to be on Instagram. What's up, y'all? Bro, Instagram is fun. I be on there. But you gonna make money on YouTube.
Yeah.
They waiting on his stories. I tell him all to do, these will do something. All right, and then when we might be talking, right? Vlad might be like, well, how was Angola? Did y'all have visit? Yeah, we had Park visit. I said, Park, y'all be having sex? Oh, yeah, man, the people drive by and these are seals and then they got our visit care. I said, this is why you don't talk about it on YouTube channel. He said, see, I don't be thinking about that. Like, if me and you talking now, I can do it. I was like, oh, all right, because you've been down 30 years. You got to have all kind of...
Yeah, once he asks me a question, I can flow with it, you know? Yeah, I just can't, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you had Charleston White on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Charleston White. My channel was kind of like stagnated for a minute, like, because I got tired of telling hood stories. So I was like, man, I got to do some other stuff. I'm going to try to interview. And I went with Charleston White, and he just skyrocketed my channel, took me to another level. He really helped me out tremendously, man. And I was like, man, I appreciate this, because I was like, stuck. I ain't know what else to do. I ready to give up on that stuff. Because you can only say so much about hood stuff. Yeah. I ain't lived that much in my life.
Yeah, you gotta do interviews.
Yeah, man. So I said, let me try something different, and it worked for me. So, so what I did with him, I was like, bro, till you get your job, because a lot of people still giving money. I said, let's invest your money. What you talking about? Let's book such and such, like big homie CC. I said, let's go half. We're gonna go half, I'm gonna split the money, I'm gonna show you how. I ain't gonna play no games with him, I'm gonna show you when I make every month, if you make money continuously. So that's what I do with him.
That's right.
Okay, so you pay Charleston to be on the show?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I pay everybody. I pay everybody because I don't want, nobody to say, okay, he did something for free or this and this. But yeah, I pay everybody.
Okay.
Everybody come with you, I pay him.
You do.
Did he hit you in the head or he worked with you?
Well, Vlad, I'm from Texas, and it's love. Shout out to Chuck.
You live in Texas.
I live in Texas.
You're not from Texas.
Hey, I'm from Texas now. Dallas. Wow.
Now
Shout out to,
Texas.
hold up, Fort Worth, Dallas, Arlington, and Grand Prairie, and Manfield. That's all my area.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, look, I mean, he obviously is not going to charge you what he charges someone like me. Because
you have a big channel.
We have a bigger channel, so I understand.
But he charged me now. He charged me 9 p.m. I'm like, man, but it works for me.
Did you make it back?
Yeah, that's why I keep them coming. But
Great.
yeah, I do.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
Well, you've had some other people on your channel, one of which I have a little bit of a history with, unfortunately. Fleece Johnson, a.k.a. the Booty Warrior.
Man, let me tell you, you were with us, right? Listen, we drove 12 hours. How many hours?
12 hours.
12 hours?
12 hours.
We drove, 4 of us in the car. We took turns driving to go interview Fleece. I didn't know what to expect, right? So, but he was laid back. He was humble. He was chill. I had a sidebar. I had to talk with him because, everybody know I started here. So what people had, because I saw the little run in your head, so I had a side talk with him.
Not really a run-in. He made a few comments.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I had a side talk with him, and I knew about your situation, but I was like, not on my platform. Ain't gonna be no talk about Vlad or doing nothing crazy or that. But he was real humble. We had a good time, man. I asked him about that situation. I asked him off camera about it. What was?
Okay, so here's the whole situation, right? I was on the Boondocks, right? I was a cartoon character on the Boondocks, right? So me and the Boondocks were kind of, it's part of my story. I'm a huge fan. And so the Boondocks made an episode basically about him called The Booty Warrior.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen the whole Booty Warrior video?
No.
You've never seen that?
But a lot of stuff I don't watch,
man.
bro.
Well, you're interviewing the guy. I assume that you would actually look up.
He'll tell you a lot of stuff, man. We be so busy doing other stuff.
Okay, I'm going to show you why Fleece Johnson is famous for a certain type of thing. Hold on. So you just saw the video that made Fleece Johnson famous, The Booty Warrior. And the Boondocks episode was based on that.
Okay. That's what y'all running was. Why are you and him?
Okay, so because I was on the Boondocks and Fleece Johnson got out of prison, all these people were like, hey, you should interview Fleece Johnson. That'd be a crazy Vlad TV interview because the whole Boondocks tie-in, right? So we reached out, we scheduled an interview. And, before an interview, my assistant does a lot of research. So as I'm going through the story, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this guy was just trolling or whatever, but he had a whole bunch of rapes and stuff like that, like gay rapes and everything else like that, like throughout his history. And I was just like, I just don't want to give a dude like this a platform, a gay rapist. Like that's what he's known for. That's pretty much the whole story.
All right, my question is.
So I canceled the interview.
Right.
And I mentioned a couple times and he got mad and he basically threatened to rape me.
I saw that when he say, Vlad, when I see you, I'm gonna want something.
Yeah.
And
now you see what he means. And I like it. I want you. I'm like, okay, he just threatened to rape me. All right, well.
But let me ask you this, Vlad. Because rape, I don't condone none of rape in no shape, form, or fashion. In the cases he had, was it on the street or was it in prison?
he was in prison, I think, the whole time.
He had a lot
I
of...
remember there was a video with him and Drewski where he was like, yeah, the first time I ever creamed was in a man's butt. Like, Drewski was like, man, I can't eat my food. He threw away his food. Like,
Yeah. When I interviewed him, he said, because he was young, he said first time, the virgin broke was that. Then he said he thought he got a man pregnant. Man, Vlad, he had us crying. He was serious. He said I was at the poker table and the boy whispered to me.
I got a man pregnant.
He said I thought I got him pregnant, man. I was restored. Get ready to name the bit, bro. He had us in there
You was
crying.
gonna name the baby?
Shout out to my boy Fleece, man. Fleece had us in there crying, laughing, Vlad.
You know you only had 10 years, huh?
He started from 10 years and he worked his time.
He worked his way up.
Yeah, from getting in stabbings and problems with the jail
rapes.
people. All that, he got in trouble in there,
Man, I'm
man.
doing 40.
Yeah, well, but we drove out there, interviewed him. It was respectful, bro. We had no problems. We got in and out, but he was different from on camera.
Right.
He was totally different.
What did he say about me?
I put him to the side. We talked.
Yeah.
The same thing you say about that situation. He was just like, that was wrong. You know, he could have gave me a shot, a chance. But he didn't say nothing disrespect out the way like that. Because I'm like, believe it or not, Vlad, I'm one of the people like I don't engage in a lot of disrespectful conversation about another man. You know.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of people this is where I started at. You gave me a shot, and I ain't looked back since. So I'm not gonna sit down, whether on camera or off camera, and talk about Vlad. All I know is Vlad showed me love. I come to LA, I get in the Tesla, I done sat at a table where you gotta cook your food on your own. You ain't get that treatment.
No,
He
I
show
got
you
that
that.
treatment, yeah.
Korean
You got-
barbecue.
You got a little more. You got to make your bones in this YouTube world. So anyway, like I was saying, shots fired, y'all.
Yeah.
So so you always show me number love, respect. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be whether we together or when we gone. I'm not gonna never engage in that. So I just don't do that.
I mean, look, I interview lots of people. I interview murderers. You know, I mean, like you know,
duh. Yeah,
both you guys have done
Yeah.
done your thing on the street, and you know, people like to say that I'm a hypocrite because I'll interview someone that took someone's life, but I won't interview a Fleece Johnson.
That'll go crazy on your channel, man.
Right.
I'm sure it would, but I just don't want to do it. I
Can
just
you
don't
give
wanna
it?
do it.
Can you give it a little consideration now that he's
No, I'm
He's
cool.
not that same
I'm
person.
cool, and I have nothing against Fleece. I hope he doesn't rape me one day. But all
you
I'm
Fleece
saying
say I'm gonna want something, Vlad.
Yeah.
When I see you, Vlad,
he's pretty big in real life, right?
no.
No, he's not. He's
You
like a
know,
little
like
guy.
he got his nice form, his shit, but you could tell, like how you say, when I was younger, I was more fitting at that. When
Okay.
I'm older now, I'm kind of, but he still got his he's still like in shape,
Yeah, because
But
I mean, when we did research, we had read these stories where he would like break out of his handcuffs, and there was a bunch of like crazy stuff.
yeah, he's
around
not
him.
big, but he's not like how Whack 100 work all that.
Yeah.
But he still and he observe everything. He's
And he
smart
can
too.
box.
And he still throw him jab. Yeah, he can fight now.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
man, oh, Fleece, man.
If I run into him, I'll be prepared for the worst.
Man, he gonna just smile and laugh at you, man. I'm telling you. That camera stuff totally, he just gonna smile and laugh, man.
Yeah, man, listen, there is just like, for me, I could interview anybody, right? We have a big platform. A lot of different people from different walks of life will just say yes, just because of how big the audience is. But I feel like along the way, I got to draw a line somewhere. Like, for example, there's this famous rapper from the 90s named South Park Mexican. He is doing like 45 years because he impregnated like a 13-year-old and allegedly molested a bunch of other kids and so forth. And he's doing 45 years. Now, he was a hot rapper and a bunch of his songs are getting hot on TikTok again. But I'm like, I'm not going to do it. It's a child molester. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Yeah.
need to give a child molester a platform.
Yeah.
Someone else could do it. That's cool. That's their business. There's just certain people I just, I don't want to use my platform to somehow
Give you a voice.
give them, to give them a voice considering what they did.
Right.
See what I'm saying? If you are known for raping men, that is your claim to fame. He's not known for anything else but raping men.
But what if he asked for forgiveness and now he changed his life?
I mean, has he?
To me, I think so. Like I said, I guess how would I put this? I guess a street person could recognize another street person, right?
Yeah.
And a person to know who to do something with, who not to, it was me, him, T-shirt from New Orleans and Nitty from New Iberia. So you got 4 street guys, then drove up here to Kentucky, and we just come to do our interview. We pay you. let's film, and we up out of there. So it was all respect all around the board. He had his people in there, but it was no disrespect. It was cool. We laughed, talked, interviewed, and we went got us something to eat. We shot on back to our place, bro. We didn't have no problem.
You know he married, huh?
He's married now?
Oh yeah, he called his wife on the phone.
He's married.
Yes, that's another thing. He called his
I
wife.
guess from my point of view, I
I'm
look
heading to a point
I
of
look
now.
at it from the other side, right? Imagine you're 18 years old, you get caught up doing some stupid crime with your friends. You know, you get a little skid bid, little 1 year skid bid. Next thing you know, you're getting raped by this dude. And that will affect the whole rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like most, I've interviewed lots of gay men over the years, and most of them were sexually molested by another man. Damn near all of them. Like literally, like including like Don Lemon and like really famous like gay men. Like, I just feel like you are messing with a person's, as a man, I feel like it just kind of hits close to me. Like you're messing with a person's sexuality, the way they view themselves, their self-worth. You know, like for example, like Kanye talked about how he gave head to his cousin when he was 14. You heard about this?
Yeah, I saw it.
And now
That's what
his
he's talking
cousin
about.
is doing life in prison for murder. Are those two situations related? They might be. They might be. You get molested by Kanye and he becomes a megastar and you always got that in the back of your mind and you're a little kid. Kanye was 14. He was 11.
Do Kanye send him money now?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But here's the thing. I talked to a couple people that actually know Kanye and they all told me the story is true.
Wow.
It's not just trolling. So I just feel like as a heterosexual man, like that just sounds like one of the worst things that could be done
Man.
to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having a dude rape me in prison. I've always said this story. Like growing up, I got arrested once, but I didn't do any jail time. I just got, community service. No one in my family went to prison. None of my friends ever went to prison. I grew up in the suburbs, in the Bay Area. And when I saw the movie American Me, you ever see that movie?
Yeah,
American Me?
I never saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw that movie.
There was a rape scene in prison.
Yeah.
There's a rape scene where all the Mexican mafia dudes rape this Italian mafia guy. And I watched that scene and I said, I'm never going to prison. If this is what happens in there, not for me. And I've never gone to prison, partly because of that movie.
Every time you think about doing wrong, that movie. Bing. No, I want that. Gang rape.
And you know what's funny is that the Boondocks episode had a character named Tom. He was like this kind of whitewashed black dude whose biggest fear was getting raped in prison. And then so the episode was about Fleece Johnson trying to rape him in prison.
Fleece said, Vlad, when I see you, I'm going to want some.
No, he told Vlad.
Yeah, told Vlad. All right, Vlad.
Let me ask you a question. Did you guys know any Fleece Johnsons in prison?
Man,
I know hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Just straight predators.
Yes.
You never hear?
Yes.
He told me once we was in the car, this blew my, tell him about the dad and the son.
Yeah, a guy, he got his son. His son is his sister.
It's a guy doing life in prison.
Wait.
Vlad needs to believe us before he tell me this stuff.
Don't tell me I heard what I just heard.
Yeah.
There is a man in prison,
Yes.
and his son
It's for him.
is his punk.
Yes.
So he has sex with his own son.
You see, before you let anybody else do it, he might as well have him.
He said, before anyone else can have him, I'm going.
Oh, yeah, he gonna be for me. Yes, that's true.
I really want to throw up right now.
That's true.
But you got a cup right there, do that with.
Yeah, that's trtrue.
We all got sons here in this room, right?
Yes.
We all got sons.
Yeah.
I am literally sick to my stomach thinking about this.
Yeah, I mean, but he in Angola, and the reason why he get around because the warden, if you gambled, he had to run it because there was so many people played game, didn't pay people, so he get the chance to be around everybody. So I said, bro, what you? He said, bro, we'd be at the poker table. It'll be men at the table with my age or gay people my age.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? He said, yeah, man. When we be riding and talk, or we be at the studio kicking it, I just asked him questions about Angola, like what was going on, and he was telling me like, man, it was so much crazy stuff in Angola.
And this guy was able to just function walk around like everything's cool?
Yeah, they sick in Angola, man. They got so many guys never had sex with a woman before in there.
Just never had sex with a woman.
Never had sex with a woman. They just out
They
there
got locked up
mind.
as like teenagers or
Teenagers,
something. That was
right?
it.
They like Felice, yes. That's when I met Felice. Me and him just hit it off because he knew I knew, you know. Yeah, he knew I
Felice
had.
man was looking at you like, man,
Nah, he was looking at me.
you don't know, bro, because he
Felice
did
say-
time, you did time. He
Yeah.
might was like, all right, Diesel.
Oh, you
Felice
guys
said-
were locked up? He was in Angola?
No. He just said Felice did a lot of time and he did a lot of time. He did
Oh,
30,
okay.
so it's like, I could tell a convict.
Right.
But I was telling him, Felice man was looking like, all right, Diesel, I'm gonna want some, Diesel.
Felice know I'm gonna slang him too. You heard it? Yeah, you see, he fight too. Yeah, you know I
Yeah,
fight.
T said he peeped. Now, Felice peeped on us. He tipped, but,
Yeah.
you know, we cut up, we had a good
He's a
time
good
down there,
dude,
man.
man.
I
He
mean,
called his
honestly,
wife for
man,
us and all.
that story right there, a
Yeah.
father,
Yeah,
And
own
son.
son,
Mhm.
that was his punk.
that was his pump.
He would rape his own son.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, was the son with it? Or like, how was the son?
He
Like,
was already gay. I mean, so he might.
yeah, but you gay, but you want to fuck your dad.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on now.
You know,
that's a
dad,
different
look,
type of
you
gay.
know, I know, but look,
You need a
look.
new word for that. That's a gay with like 3 wives. Like,
But, you know, the dad been in prison the whole son life, so when the son come up there,
man.
they really don't have a relationship, you know. I guess
Well,
that's
they have
how
a
they look at
relationship
it.
now.
I mean, that's how they really look at it, you know. You've been gone all that time, so I mean, I don't know.
man, that's your son.
That's your son.
You're not going to talk me into this.
Yes,
This is
I
not going to
mean,
be something you
yeah.
normalize
Yeah,
somehow.
that's
No,
not.
I'm not going.
That's their mindset. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Yeah, that's their mindset. Yeah.
That's evil, man.
Oh man, it's crazy.
That's just really just gross.
Yes.
Ugh.
We asked Felice that. Felice couldn't believe it. Huh?
No, Felice said, I know something worse than that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Really?
"It
Worse than that?
It don't get
I
worse
got to
than
hear
that."
what's worse than that.
That's what I said, no, but remember he said about somebody killed somebody. What did he say?
That's something he
He
said.
gave us I can't remember the story. He was like, I was like, ain't nothing get worse than that now.
Right.
I don't think worse. I mean, I was like, ain't no worse than your son, but he gave us one of them stories. I was like, that ain't. But I just, I can't remember. But it's on my channel.
Oof.
Ain't nothing worse than that. I'm glad.
I can't think of anything worse than
Me
that.
either.
Yeah,
I mean that's incest. That's gay incest. Like gay incest, rape. Like you got to just keep coming up with words to
and then
describe
if
that.
if his son, like according to Fleece, would have got pregnant, and then that would have been in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Believe that.
Hell, a booty baby.
That'd be the Guinness Book of World Record.
That
That
place
boy.
crazy.
And then you got the people lined up. Oh, I was the baby pappy. No, I was the baby pappy.
Police really thought he had that dude pregnant.
Fleece say, I already named him name. Don't play, man.
Don't play with me.
Fleece said, what? Are you pregnant? Said, bro.
Yeah.
Man, Fleece say he thought that boy would have that baby.
For real too.
Man, Fleece was, man, yo, he was real respectful though, bro. He was, man, we had some fun of that.
We had some fun with Felice.
Fleece had us laughing through the whole interview, Vlad.
Well, since our last interview, Big U got arrested. The
Okay.
whole Rollin' 60s RICO
Uh-huh.
case. You familiar with this?
Mm-hmm.
Now, recently, Big U announced that he's going to be representing himself.
I saw that too.
His attorney, Arturo Hernandez, cited a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off of the case. The attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. Big U told the court he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer, and he has a 43-count indictment. Now, me and Big U have always been cool. I've been saying this. He came here, did an interview. Ever since then, we've kept in contact. He's never tried to extort me. He's never tried to get me check-in or anything else like that. It's always been very polite, cool conversations. So I was sad when I heard the news. Did you ever meet a Big U or talk to him?
Yes, man. Big U talked on the phone several times.
Really?
Yeah. Man, Vlad, I talk to a lot of people, but I don't go in public. Hey, but we really talked on the phone.
Yeah, cool dude,
Put it to
man.
real, yeah.
It's literally, I'm sad over this whole situation.
And the crazy part about it, when I was gonna go to No Jumper, when me and Wack had a situation, because I was like, Wack got a lot of little followers. I don't trust him. I'm going to No Jumper. So I talked to Big U, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna have my son. I'm gonna have some Crips to come and make sure I was good. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go. Whatever happened, gonna happen. So when I rode around on John, I cased the joint for it. I looked at him. Yeah, I made the block in there because I know that's Wack's stomach ground.
I've always avoided situations like this because me and Wack didn't talk for 10 years.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw
We were
that.
beefing for like a
I
decade.
saw that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got into, me and Wack got into it.
Man, Wack a headache, bro. I'm surprised Wack
10
was
years
calm.
ago, he was worse.
I'm thinking Wack on medicine, man. Wack was too calm. For real, because everybody, see, you don't know because you really don't be into the social media.
Right.
But once you going to see Wack is a problem, man.
No, listen, it
Man,
was
Wack a headache,
over, it was 10 years ago. I was in a Ray J video shoot. I took some photos. I was told to post the photos. But when the photos came out, Ray J was upset because the investors, I guess, didn't want him out. Wack called me and just started talking crazy on the phone. Started threatening me and blah, blah. And I said, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. You're not going to talk crazy to me over the phone. I'm a man at the end of the day. And I'm prepared to, stand my ground. So, I went and got my security together and said, okay, here on in, this guy is potentially a problem. And we just never talked to each other. 10 years later, we became cool. You see what I'm saying? But at the time, yeah, he was talking wild. But, these days we're cool.
Yeah, I see he regular over here.
He's a regular. He was here yesterday. He's actually like becoming a friend. Like he's actually helped me out with a few business things. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I noticed.
But back to Big U.
Okay.
What I was going to say was, I never went to Big U to say, hey, help me out with the SWAC situation. Because I always felt like, okay, well, then I'm going to owe Big U
a favor.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
And then I potentially have the problem of, okay, if Big U knows that I have a problem with Wack and I'm reaching out to him for help, him and Wack could then get together and try to escalate this problem for Big U to somehow do more things for me, and the next thing you know, I'm indebted to Big U and everything else like that. So I never asked you for anything. I'm like, I'll get my own security and I'll handle it on my own. I'm not gonna talk to any street guys for favors or whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I spoke with Big U spoke a few times on the phone. I even spoke to some Bloods out here. What the youngster name? I think you might have interviewed him. Joey Bad. Joey
Badass is from New York.
Not him, then. The other one, oh man, he gonna be mad with me because we follow each other on Instagram. We did an interview together too. He got the bad A on the end. He a Blood. Out here in Cali. He rap. Actually, I think he Pyro too. Man, that youngster, he gonna get on me. Hey, watch your channel too, man. Hey man, I'm old, bro. I apologize. It's something bad. Hey. Snoopy Bad.
Snoopy Badass.
See, I got your name. Him.
Yeah.
The light skin, right? Blood.
I believe so, yeah. I never interviewed him, but I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I spoke with him and some of his big homies. So I was like, it's beefing with Wack on social media is one thing, but running into him is a totally different. And I know how people, like to prove a point to their homies, like, I got you. And I know Wack got a bunch of little foot, so I was like, oh, hold on, I'm going to Cali. I don't trust him. And I came by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just thank God that I ain't had no problem, though.
I mean, what do you think about Big U representing himself?
I think it's a bad move. I wish I could talk to him.
Huh.
And the reason why I say that because I understand his process of being frustrated. I'm in prison. Lawyer, you not moving fast enough. I know I want my discovery. I want to know who's telling them. I want to know what's going on, what they got.
That's what Wack said, that he thinks that this is a move for you to get all the discovery to figure out all the people that are cooperating against him.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, he'll probably get like a public defender or something like that.
Yeah, because
you get a free lawyer.
Yeah,
right. Anyone can.
The judge, they
gonna
recommend,
be a great lawyer, but it'll be a free lawyer.
Right, they're gonna recommend don't represent yourself. But I understand Big U frustration. Where this paperwork? Why? Because lawyers do that, but it don't just be on the lawyer. Them prosecutors like to hold back a lot of stuff for a while. So you think that you're a lawyer, but they just don't know the lawyer, the prosecutor, sometimes the judge. They all go out to eat and hang out, so they're not in a rush.
Yeah. No, I remember I talked to this one lawyer I know who handles a lot of Fed cases. He said in Fed cases, there are situations where the lawyer could get some information that they're not allowed to tell to their own client at the time. It gets that deep. Like Fed cases are different. You know, like for example, like Lil Woody. He's supposed to be a star witness for the Young Thug case.
Uh-huh.
He gets on the stand and just starts basically making the case fall apart. Switching the stories, making jokes, whatever else. I was explaining that this does not happen in the feds. A witness that's supposed to testify in the feds is going to get up on that stand and say exactly what they, confirmed.
Yeah,
They're not going to switch their story on the stand.
No,
They'll
they
go
ain't
do
gonna
life
play.
in prison over that.
Yeah, and then Wack gonna tell him, man, you the first person to untell. Son, Wack, whatever. That dude's still Wack a handful, bro. Man, but yeah, because when the federal got you, they got something on you. So if you testify, I mean, you testify and hope you get your sentence reduced, or you don't get indicted, or you're a family member of somebody. So when they get you, you doing it because they got you by the balls.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he beats it, man, because he's now in a situation where he is 58 years old. Let me see.
Man, that's too old to be getting the 20 or hurt
He's
him.
58 years old.
15 and kill him.
58. So,
oh, that's crazy.
there's really no deals you could take that will allow you to come home and live off some portion of your life.
Right.
You can't take a 20-year plea deal in the feds.
That'll hurt.
You'll probably end up dying in prison.
So now the question come about, because he had his family with him. He was driving that car saying, I'm going to turn myself and whatever.
Yeah.
He had his family, so he got a wife, he got children.
Yes.
So now then the question come in is, are you going to stand on what you're supposed to be standing on for a streetwise? You going to hold it down? Or are you going to come home and be with your children?
Well, yeah, and we talked about this yesterday. You could assume that Big U probably knows some stuff that has
Ain't no
happened.
assume. We know he knows some. This Big U.
You're talking about the Rolling 60s. The Rolling 60s are the biggest gang in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
In terms of sheer numbers. They're the equivalent to like an army battalion.
Wow.
Literally, hold on. Let me look it up.
Rolling 60s, baby. That's what I gotta get cool with there.
Rolling 60s. That's Snoop Dogg. That must be Snoop Dogg people.
I don't know, is Snoop with the Rolling 60s?
No, he was Long Beach.
Oh, he Long.
Long Beach?
Look, Vlad and all them gangs too. Got on his blue now.
Yeah. Got my blue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you crippin', huh?
Okay, so for example, based on an article 20 years ago, the Rolling 60s had over 1,600 members.
Wow. He deep.
Yeah, so you're talking about thousands and thousands of members.
That's a whole compound.
Big U, who's considered one of the top guys in this organization, if not the leader, now he said that he has nothing to do with it and so forth, as he should. He said he's never been a member. That's cool, right? That's what he should be saying. But the guess is that someone that knows the inner workings of this community and all the crimes that happened and potentially some of the murders that happened, he could potentially get a lot of that time taken away if he cooperates. If, let's just say, he gives them 10 bodies, 20 bodies, 30 bodies, that's a way to come home. I mean, you know that.
Big facts. But the thing is, that go back to what I was saying. I did it the easy way. I was like, is you gonna stand on this or you gonna come on your family? Because it's like, are you gonna be selfish and say, no, I'm gonna be a real one because I'm, from the 60s crib, I stand on this stuff. Or you gonna say, man, some of the stuff I ain't do, some of it, but I'm too old now, y'all. I'm going home to my family. Are you gonna cooperate?
Yeah. What do you think you should do?
Cooperate.
Yeah. Diesel, what do you think you should do?
I mean, if you're part of the game, you got to roll with it, man.
You never cooperated, right?
Never.
Okay.
I never.
How do you feel when people, say comments about Terrance and call him a snitch and so forth?
Me knowing that he told on the dead, that's not considered a snitch to me. Because if I had to tell on somebody that dead to regain my freedom, I would have did it. And everybody in Angola do the same thing. Yeah. There ain't no consequences. Nobody going to jail, none of that. You know that. Them dudes just playing like they hard, man. All them dudes will do that.
How do you feel about people that actually tell on people who are still alive, though?
Oh, they'll snitch.
But would you hang out with them?
No.
No?
No, I told on people that's alive.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'll do that.
Well, but for example, your friend BG, Baby Gangster, named after you.
Wow.
He's got a new album. You listened to it. You commented on it.
Yeah.
Finesse 2 Times is on this album. And from what I understand, Finesse cooperated. According to 1090 Jake, he broke it down.
Shout out to 1090 Jake.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Finesse. He said, "Oh, you know, you should stop killing rappers, start killing bloggers." And
Yeah, I
stuff
remember
like
that.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I already don't like some of the things he puts out there. So, like I said, I'm not a fan. But BG is against snitching, but he's got a snitch on his album.
I looked at that. Shout out to BG. The thing was, this what I think. I'm not sure, Vlad. I think that by BG not seeing the actual paperwork, he just like, man, I ain't tripping on that. You hot right now? Come on. You know? Because I know by BG being in all them penitentiaries, he know about paper. He know how to study it. He do homework on that. But, you know, when you come home, I hear the allegation, boy. Look, I hear this about you, boy, but I'm going to do this with you, but boy, all right now. You know, they do that little favoritism. That would be ticking me off sometime with him. But I just think that by Jizzle not seeing the paperwork, he might have just swept it under the rug.
So that's what we going off, black and white, right?
Right.
To determine if a person is snitching or not. Not just the word of mouth. Because anybody will see something about somebody like that.
Who do you think is the hip hop snitch Mount Rushmore?
Man, hold on, Black. Well, let me
The
see.
hip hop snitch Mount Rushmore.
Oh. The guy just told on Puffy.
Which guy?
Kid
Cudi?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay, that's one.
Uh,
I can give you some more names if you want.
give me some.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He hold a record. He the big dog.
He's the first one on the mountain.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, him. You don't know him.
No, I don't know him.
Yeah, he lost. I'm gonna go with him first.
There's Gunna.
See now, okay, see it's different categories now because to the 6ix9ine says I can't really pronounce that. 6ix9ine literally sat on a stand. Now Gunna he gave statements, right?
Well, he got in front of the judge and, you know, accepted
Oh, yeah,
a
he
plea deal,
acknowledged,
said YSL is a gang.
Yeah, I
He
tried to
seemed-
defend him too. When I was talking about that, because I was trying to go against Boosie. Boosie was like, he just messed it up. I was like, no, he didn't. I was trying to go against it. I was trying to defend him. But I would say this, he shouldn't have done that, but I'm still not gonna call him a snitch.
Okay.
I don't think, but 6ix9ine, he sat down. He drunk the water, put the hand on the Bible, woo. So yeah, he at the top of he the head. He at the top of the throne now.
I mean, real Boston Richie.
I heard about his situation too.
He identified a suspect in a murder case.
I heard about his.
He denied it. He recently was arrested for beating up his
no,
pregnant
Vlad.
girlfriend.
Now I just want to say this now. Diesel got a right to judge. I really don't have that right though, man. Cause really 6ix9ine, them my homies. And he got a lot of money too. 6ix9ine, if you watching this, look out for me, boy. No, for real.
I think you said that people would DM you who cooperated.
Yeah,
They kind of look at you as like the big homie.
Yeah, I'm the big homie. They be hit me up. Say, man, look at me do it. Boy, I got a sexist way like you. But I did this. So what you think? I'm like, man, just lay low. Just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Stay out the way.
Yeah, because when you tell it's gonna come to the light, it's just with me, just people like me, you know, because I didn't come home like this. I didn't say, okay, I snitched, but now I'm on the streets, I think I'm tough, or I'm back in the streets, I'm back in the game. Y'all know from back in the day, them little children don't care what you did back in the days. They doing it now, you know, so I just stay out the way. I stay in my lane. I do social media stuff. Yeah, I go back and forth with people. I answer people back, but at the end of the day, I really know my place. I know, like, I don't have a dog in the fight. I can't really be saying you a snitch, this was snitch, you ready to this, because I have the same situation, you know. So I respect everybody. But if somebody asks me a question, I'm gonna give them my opinion on it. But for the most part, I'm just happy that I'm out the way. But I would say this: people know I'm a civilian. They know I'm out the way. They'll say, "Well, since you snitch, everything you did is null and void. That don't count no more." But yet, if I do something, you still hold me accountable for street dudes. I be confused. I'm like, okay, am I a snitch or am I out the game?
The
or
internet,
y'all gonna still
the internet?
they still put me in. I'm like, man, leave me alone. But for the most part, I be having fun though, Vlad. I do petty stuff online, and people come back, and it be back and forth. But when I do petty stuff, I make money off. I capitalize. When they do petty stuff, they don't do nothing. So they don't affect my bag. I hope they realize that.
Look, I've always said this. if you let the internet determine your actions, you will always lose.
Yeah.
And for example, this is about to be my next topic. The same people that were telling Lil Durk to slide for Vaughn are the same people that are calling him stupid for being in prison right now for murder for hire. The exact same people. The exact same people.
Yeah, I don't like that for Durk. I was like, man, he was getting it together. But like I say, everything you did gonna come back up. You know you changed, but it's gonna come back. And man, I was just like, man, I don't like that for him. And you right how you say people be like, man, how long you been in? But then when I stepped before y'all now, boy, you stupid. But you told me to hell.
You gave up everything for that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that he has a chance of being this case?
No.
Really?
I mean, no person, because he in the Fed. And you got a little slim, like, let me show you something.
He has a great lawyer, by the way, my man Drew Finling.
Okay,
same one who got, Lucci off. Same one who got NBA YoungBoy's deal and everything else like that.
A deal, you heard you say, but listen, shout out to, what is the lawyer name?
Drew Finling.
Shout out to Drew Finling, but this man sat in court with me with my son.
Uh-huh.
My son went to trial for 2 murders, and drugs and guns. It was 3 of them. It was 11 altogether, but only 3 went to trial. And not one person that got on the stand say, yeah, I witnessed him murder these 2 boys. Everybody that got on the stand say, oh, he told me he did it. Or he told me he did it. Yeah, I heard he did it. Yeah, he told. Nobody eyewitness.
Wow.
Yes, this is all in public record.
All hearsay.
All hearsay. We sat there for the whole trial.
No evidence.
No evidence. And then the lawyer asked the detective, well, the evidence you had, the proof where you could have seen who did it, where is that? We don't know. That's missing. You mean to tell me the evidence that could have helped these young men out in this trial, y'all don't know where it's at? But the whole trial, Vlad, nobody said they witnessed my son pull that trigger.
So what happened at the end?
Guilty.
Really?
Yeah.
This what they found. This what we confused about too. In his RICO, they found him guilty. They say guilty of a RICO in causing these 2 murders. Not guilty of causing the murder with the gun. So yeah, let's say that his lawyers, we still puzzle about this to this day.
Black and white.
They found him guilty for the RICO and a murder, but they say not guilty for causing the murder with this gun.
So the sentencing hasn't happened yet.
No.
But with something like that, you're expecting what?
A life sentence.
Life sentence.
Well, he got good at the girl.
Wait, I just wonder, was he already, okay, so was he just sitting in jail? These were his first charges, or was he already charged for other things already?
He was charged for other stuff, but he was just sitting in jail about 4 years waiting to go to trial.
Wait, on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did it feel to hear your son be found guilty of murder in a courtroom, knowing that he'll probably get life?
A tear came in my eye, Vlad, but I looked over at him and he smiled like, shook his head like, I'm good.
Huh.
So he helped me, and I was, but then the crazy part about it, I was like, wow, so now I remember me sitting over there getting life and my mother over here. So now me and his mother here, and he just got found guilty of that. As a parent, you like, man, my child, but then you go to hear all them stories, you go to see it on, do you see how they got all the, what's called Snapchat and all this stuff with these big guns and different little foreign guns. I'm like, man, that little boy cutting up. You know?
Oh, he was posting himself.
Yeah, with all this code of it,
So
he's the only one posting.
social media helped to convict him, basically.
Yes, with the gun, that part. But for as the murder, nobody came in eyewitness and said, yeah, I saw him pull up. Because the other 3 code of it, they all went to trial together, the one that was accused for it. So, and I just watched, I was like, man, this is crazy. They found this man guilty for murder and there's no eyewitness. No eyewitness, nothing. So they couldn't.
That's sad, man. Well, I mean, there's always appeals.
Oh yeah, that's why most of my money going to the appeal. I'm gonna be there for him, but it's just that I see what my mother was going through. And now as a parent, I'm like, man, I see now because every day I'm coming there and I'm seeing the deputies, the officers, whatever, the marshals, we're going to the metal detector, they make sure we got no weapons going in there, leave your phones outside. Now I'm getting to witness the civilian side. But I will say this though, he had so much support in there. Like when I went to court, I only had me and my mother. I had none of my friends, no homie, nobody didn't come to court for me. That boy had baby mamas, a girlfriend, homegirl. Yo,
None
he
of
was,
the partners come, bro?
no, nobody ain't come. You know, first that person think, man, I ain't going to go to people, man, try to get me. I ain't gonna,
Right.
all that bull crap.
Okay.
But now that we older, we see that's a bunch of bull. Once the people got what they got, they ain't worrying about you. They just worrying about convicting whoever they got over here on this side.
Oh, you know, plus having people to support you makes a difference.
Yeah, big
You know, it
difference.
makes
That
the judge
jury,
think, okay,
you got
there's some
support.
people that actually care about this person's
Right.
well-being, so let me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, let me adjust the sentencing possibly.
Yeah.
You know, or let me do the trial a little bit differently.
Yeah, I sit there. We set the whole trial, man.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's tough. I can't imagine my own
Yeah,
kids.
I love my son. I'm gonna be there for him, but you know, that's the life that, like me, that's the life I was living. So now you come up, it's a life you was living. I'm not saying you guilty. I'm not saying you not guilty. I don't know. I just know I was in court. I saw you on a bunch of pictures with guns. I know you were beefing with this project, but at the end of the day, they didn't have no eyewitness to say he pulled the trigger for this. So, but I could just support, like right or wrong with my son, I could just support him at this point.
Well, we're gonna end it there. Terrance Gangsta Williams, Lil Diesel. Appreciate you guys coming in, man. I love that this is actually happening and I played a part in it.
Yes,
like, honestly,
that's right.
I think this is
a
great.
blessing, man.
You know, because I remember when you guys first came in, I remember pulling you guys aside and saying, listen,
Yeah,
this is going to be a respectful,
yeah,
mature conversation.
Yes.
yeah.
There's not going to be any fights. I got NYPD
Yeah, I
as
told
my
him.
security.
Right.
So if you guys wild out, I can't stop him from arresting you.
Yeah.
I just want, like, I took the extra step because I wasn't trying to create a level of chaos. I wasn't trying to trigger you guys to get angry at each other. I was hoping to get you guys together to have a mature conversation,
Right.
to send a message to everybody to say, listen, you may be beefing with this guy right now, but you don't have to be. Look at these two guys. They really were trying to kill each other.
I got the wound.
You got wounds.
Yeah, he ain't
you
got
know?
nothing. Yeah, you ain't got nothing, bro. I'm just saying.
I had the moon first, Vlad. I'm telling you. Yeah.
You did have the wound first.
Yeah, I had the moon first.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
You guys both took a lot of physical damage, but ultimately now you guys had a respectful conversation that turned into a real friendship, and now it's turning into a roommate situation,
Man.
and you guys
might
are
be
doing
my
business
stepdad.
together.
I might date my mom, you think?
Yeah,
No.
I can see that. I'm
Come
telling
on,
you,
man.
man. Your
Yeah,
stepson.
that's
And then when you get the
man.
taxes, man, you gotta look out for me now.
It's all
Yeah.
love, bro.
But I love to see this, man. I
Mhm.
really, you know, people like to focus on some of the more crazy stuff that we put out there, but really, I try to focus on a lot of this stuff. There's been a lot of people over the years that I've tried to accomplish this with. Fulio and Young and Ace. I interviewed both of them and tried to get them to be cool with each other. Yella Beezy and Mo 3, rest in peace. I've had these types of conversations with them. On camera. FBG Duck, I tried to get him to move away from Chicago when we talked. I've been trying to push this type of, you know, peace and, yo, let's just get over it. There's too much money out here and so forth. Most people don't listen. But I'm glad that every so often there are people that do.
Let me tell you
And
why.
you get
though.
this type of situation.
Let me tell you why right quick. And I understand this is when they're young. So when you're young, you got a bunch of people in your ear, the peer pressure. We old men now, we know we ain't got nothing to talk about that. Because he just come from 30 years of life sentence and the police lied on him. I just come from the Fed life in 20 years, did 23 and 10, he did 30. Man, we don't want to go back to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the best thing is, yeah, he said you can't beat, you got to join him.
Yeah, it's out there too.
Vlad, I used to tell him this dude when we were putting out them applications. I said, bro, listen, I got you, bro.
That's right.
You got a roof over your head, you got food, we got a car. I'm gonna make sure you good. Be paid, you gonna get a job. Because
That's
Texas
right.
is a fairly friendly state.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said, bro, be paid, you gonna get a job. It's just our problem was we didn't know how to fill out these applications.
Right.
And when I leave him, because I'm going to attend to other stuff, he just sitting there and the computer goes to sleep on him, and he think it's gonna pop back on.
I love that story, by the way. I love it.
Man, that man drive me crazy. I said, "These what you-"
That's
So,
right, bro.
and I told, I said, bro, just be patient. You're gonna get a job. There's plenty of jobs out here. Just be patient.
Yeah.
And the lady called him, you know. Well, one temp lady called him, and he was excited. He went, and the lady said, well, we can't hire you because of your record. But now he got one. But I was like, bro, and it's gonna be more jobs because there's plenty of jobs in Texas.
And Vlad, that man wake me up in the morning, bro. You take me job hunting every day, bro.
Yeah, go get
Yes,
it, man.
bro.
You got a real friend here, man.
Yeah, I know. You think
You
I
got a
don't?
real friend.
Man, that man asked me for a bill yet, man. You know,
Really?
I'm not gonna ask you for a bill. I mean, you two take care of me now. I can handle the bills. Let me see you trying to work.
That's right.
Now, when I see you in my house, in my mama room with your leg kicked up, you got to go. He made to hurt. You got to get up out of here. I'm paying the bill here now. Things gonna change, but other than that,
You might end up with a younger brother at one point, man. You never know.
yeah, he's right. Yeah, but
I don't know where she is, the menopause situation, but hey, you see some older women that have kids here, you know?
facts. Yeah, man. But as long as
That's what it is, man.
Yeah,
Till next time.
We out
Peace.
here.
Wow.